Thomas carrying it in, goes wide left, cuts in top of the far circle, shoots, score! Bring out the Zamboni, an overtime win for the Blues tonight. David Alexander gets a big hug from Jim Montgomery. The Blues win in L.A. to kick off the West Coast trip. 2 big points and back to within 1 of a playoff spot. What a win tonight in a shootout for the St. Louis Blues.
You know, we feel like even for a good chunk of the season, we were doing the right things. We just weren't getting the results. And, you know, we found a way to stick with it. And I think that's, you know, you go away from break and you come back with a fresh mindset and you just continue to build on that. And it's led to us playing some great hockey, and it's a lot of fun doing that.
Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. You heard the sounds from last night as the Blues, your Blues, win in shootout fashion, secure a 3-2 victory over the L.A. Kings. Chris Kerber on the call last night. You heard all that, the highlights right here on 101 ESPN. You heard Jim Montgomery, who will join us at about 5 o'clock on what the Blues' identity is, too. So this is all, I mean, this is all moving in the right direction on the ice.
101 ESPN.
Although, Marsh, you seem like you ready to burst everybody's bubble here.
Yeah.
What?
What's going on?
This is as of 3 minutes ago. The Blues put out on X, Colton Parayko will undergo a scope on his left knee and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. Jeremy Rutherford has quoted it, saying, breaking, Colton Parayko likely to miss remainder of regular season.
Hey, now, before you start panicking, Anthony is already throwing chairs into the wall. Take a deep breath. Blow it out. You're looking at a man that's had multiple knee scopes. Multiple. I told you I had my knee scoped on a Tuesday, played on a Saturday.
Right.
You know? So
Parayko's going to play this weekend?
I wouldn't say that. I shouldn't have, but it's probably cleaning something up. Hope not repairing anything. Hopefully it's not a meniscus or an MCL or something like that. MCLs repair on their own. You don't have to do anything. Trust me, I've been through it all. Believe me, brother. But it's okay. Deep breath. Precautionary.
He's one of your best players that you won't have for the rest of the regular season.
That's the projection. That doesn't mean you always under-promise and over-deliver. You don't panic, okay? They're telling you in the season, because if they say 2 weeks and it takes 4, then you start freaking out, Anthony. You start slamming more things. That's a nice backdrop we have over there. We can't afford to tear anything, all right? So,
yeah, you're right.
Relax. Hopefully it's 2 to 3 weeks, not 6. If it's 6 and it's the end of the regular season, okay.
He's going to be reevaluated in 6 weeks.
Just relax. RELAX.
Well, I can't, Carey.
Oh, God.
He's the best player on our team.
Oh, no. I tried.
So wait, are you really? So are
no,
you
I'm
saying?
serious. I've had my knee scoped plenty of times. I've had microfracture. I've had it scoped. I don't know. I've lost count. But it's not the end of the world. Now, it depends on what they're doing and how long. When you get older, it takes a little longer to recover. But I wouldn't panic. It's not. They didn't say it's knee. Knee season-ending surgery on his knee. It's a scope. They stick a microscope in there and they start filming around, see what's going on, and they repair or clean up whatever's in there. He could have loose bodies in his knee. That's what I had. My knee wouldn't bend. It literally locked. I could not bend my knee. They went in there, cleaned it out. I felt like a new man. Honest to God. So, let's look at the positive.
So you missed only a handful of days.
I missed 1 day. I got my knee scoped on a Tuesday. I was on the treadmill running on a Thursday. Now, I am Wolverine. Let's make sure we know that.
A little bit of adamantium in his body.
I got a little something different in me. Think Colton Parayko got a little bit of that in him too, okay? It's okay. Should I have been running on the treadmill 48 hours after knee scope?
Yeah.
No. Take time. Recover.
Yeah.
But We don't know what how bad it is, or if it's that bad at all. Again, it could be something as simple as they're cleaning out some loose bodies, which means for me, the loose bodies, my kneecap basically was chipping off. It was looking like the moon. Mm-hmm. So I had to smooth it out and clean it out and get those little loose particles out of there. They call them loose bodies. Wash it on out of there. And I was like, whew, I felt like the Winter Soldier with my knee.
Really?
Woo! When I got done, I felt amazing. So, not saying that that's what this is, but I'm not saying it's terrible either. We don't know. Reevaluate. Give them time. Probably be some little bit of swelling in there. You got to get the swelling down. Just relax. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
No, this sucks.
Yeah, this is brutal.
God.
This is
terrible.
This is awful.
But
You get yourself 1 point out of a wild card spot with the deadline tomorrow, and you lose one of your top players.
So Carey's trying to spin this into a positive. I'm also going
With
to
real life examples too.
real life examples.
I've been through it.
So I have two things that could make this somewhat positive in a really crappy situation. One, we've seen two players already go down this season: Robert Thomas, Philip Broberg. Big time injuries. They came back before their expected time. So that gives. I'm trying to work through this right
Picking
now.
up what I'm putting down.
The second thing is that this happened a day before the trade deadline.
Is that good news or bad news?
If I may.
Go ahead,
If
Anthony.
I may.
Don't be negative, though.
Okay.
Please.
Can I play the devil then?
That's the devil's advocate. That's negative.
I need to do it anyways.
Okay, go ahead.
When those guys got hurt, it was when?
Yeah, earlier in the season.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
And is the trade market, is it more of a buyer's or seller's market?
Well, if it is more of a seller's market, maybe people are more willing to sell you
And
a
you can buy.
defenseman that can, just fill in for the time being if you don't want to go to Tyler Tucker.
Okay. And if the Blues were going to add before this news,
Yeah.
they're going to add to a team that was rolling.
Yeah.
Thanks in large part to guys like Colton Parayko.
100%.
Okay. Yeah. I don't feel good about this at all. At all.
Just, hey, man.
All this momentum.
Listen, sports are hard on your body, okay? Sometimes your body says, okay, I need a break. And it's okay. And then you have other players that step up and they play well. And you have faith in those players and you get the job done. Don't panic. Don't jump off the damn bus. You just got the damn bus rolling. Don't jump off. Don't panic. All right?
Listen. I'm not jumping off.
You
but
sound like you got 1 foot dragging on the
No,
ground.
I'm not jumping off the
testing
bus.
to see how quickly it's going so you can get the hell out of there.
Did I just throw up in the back of the bus?
Yes.
Yes.
It stinks
Yeah.
back there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. In this situation
I'm
stinks.
holding the trash can for him.
He
I'm about
is.
to throw
Because
up,
he's
too.
about to throw up, too.
God.
As soon as I'm done puking, Marsh is going to puke. And a lot of the Blues fans that were real excited after last night are ready to puke, too. I appreciate what you're trying to do, CD,
I tried.
but this is some bad news.
I tried.
No.
Can they do LTIR?
I was just about to say.
Can I excite you now?
Well, LTIR, you go get yourself a forward.
Yeah, that's not...
You have some serviceable people on the back end. You make it through it. You go get yourself a forward.
So I just logged into our snake pit. I did not realize that, and thank you to Splashback Deuce. He said, are you guys aware that 3 hours ago, BK put on the conductor's hat?
Oh, he did! He did!
John scores BKO.
Kylie.
Oh my gosh, it didn't even take a full day.
Gator.
It didn't even take a couple hours.
Gator said Alex called this BKO. J Apple, so it's BK's fault. South County Hoosier, BK is to blame. Jason Gordon, this is 100% BK's fault. Dr. Xander, definitely all BK. Cat Dad Gamer, damn it, BK, I can't believe it. This is tough. This is harsh, but I'm going to read it.
Can you refresh?
Vision about sports. Fire BK.
Oh, my gosh.
So, again, the reason why Bird's having this reaction is because the Blues tweeted out about 5 minutes ago, Colton Parayko will undergo a scope on his left knee and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. And BK apparently put on the conductor's hat.
Did, yeah.
Which would signal
Damn thing ain't had no
all on
brakes.
board of this Blues train.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing rolling, is what that conductor's hat means.
In other news, the Cardinals are losing 11-1.
And the Cardinals are losing 11-1. And it's only the seventh inning. This could get worse.
Oh, God.
I mean, this just ruined my day. Like, I was having a pretty good day.
Damn.
And it just, like, we came in, we're having fun.
I was loving this.
We were ready to talk about what a great game that was last night.
It was still a great game.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, listen. I was ready. I was ready to talk about that. Was big time, big game. Jordan Binnington.
Yes,
those saves that he made in the overtime period propelled the Blues to have a chance to win in the shootout, and they did. He made crucial saves, including 2 breakaway stops to keep the game tied. Shootout, you get Jake Neighbor scoring first. Fiala comes back for the Kings, but he's the only one to score for them in the shootout. Robert Thomas had a real nice night. He secures the dub. That's what we were ready to talk about. But no, not Colton Parayko because of BK, because of Brandon Kiley.
I don't know that BK has that power. I don't think you should give him that much power.
Should we reverse it? Should we put the conductor hat on?
No, I'm not going anywhere near that thing.
Should we put the Blues glasses on? Can we do something to?
I got them right here. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I'll do it.
All right, here you go.
Come on, Marshy.
I appreciate it.
Let's go, Marshy. Let's go, Marshy!
I don't know what happens. I'll just keep refreshing Blues Twitter.
Playing.
Here we go.
They keep going. Here we go.
This Blues team is playing inspired hockey right now. It is a next man mentality. Next man up. Tyler Tucker's going to come right in. He's going to do his job. All right, we're going to have somebody else slide up on that first pair defense.
Yep.
And this group here, they talk about loving each other.
Yeah.
They love the game of hockey. They're playing some of their best hockey right now. Jake Neighbor said this is one of the best times that he's had playing hockey. This team is not going to waver. They're going to pick their man up, and they're going to make sure that Colton Parayko is playing hockey in April, in May, and hell, maybe even June.
See? It's done. We're ready.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
All right? Yep. I don't want to hear anything else about this BKO, okay?
Okay.
I'm done with it. Finished.
I like that.
It's over.
Yep.
All right.
He can go back to his Mizzou Tigers, which we'll talk about here soon.
They took an L.
Well, they took an L, too.
I'm not happy about that.
I can't do anything
Oklahoma
for them.
hit over 40% from three-point range.
Help them. I can only help the Blues right now. But this team is going to go into Anaheim, take on those Ducks. They're going to get a victory. Then they're going to go back down the highway to the cryptocurrency.com Bitcoin arena and win another game.
Who's going to be able to cover Fulton Reed if Colton Parayko's not there?
Doesn't matter, Anthony.
They got
it's the
guys.
next man up mentality. We're trying to get rid of the BKO here, okay? I'm trying my best.
Alex Ferrario chimes in. He says he has that power. He has that kind of power.
No.
I got it right here from
No.
Alex. He texted. I texted all of us.
You don't give him that much.
Alex Ferrario quote: "He has that power."
Oh gosh.
Didn't even bother to put the period on there. That's how much he wanted to make sure that we understood that. There was no exclamation point. He wasn't yelling it. He just simply stated,
Yeah.
he has that power. All right. Well, we'll continue to talk about this tragedy.
Jeez.
What do you do now?
Keep playing.
I know keep playing. What's the defensive pairings look like?
Philip Robert.
Look, Carey, can we get to it next segment, maybe?
Oh, go ahead. I didn't hear the music cut off. I'm locked in.
Come on, everybody's on edge now. What's going on? Hey, let's bring it in. Okay, let's bring it in. We're together.
a team.
We're together.
We don't split.
Yeah, good call.
Right here.
Ride or
All
die.
day.
Ride or die. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? We're going to take a deep breath here, as CD recommended we do. We'll talk about what the defensive pairings look like without Colton Parayko next on 101 ESPN. I love Underdog Fantasy. In fact, that it's available now in our state of Missouri. Even better, we have an opportunity to play Underdog Fantasy right here in Missouri, and that means whether or not you play NBA, NHL, college basketball they have, or maybe you're an MMA fan, they've got it all at Underdog Fantasy. So why don't you get paid off for having your hunches come through? Don't be the person that's constantly like, oh, I knew that he'd go off, or I knew he'd have a bad game, and not pay yourself back for it. That's what Underdog Fantasy is all about. You just choose players' stats, whether they go higher or lower on certain things like points, rebounds, assists, hockey. You could choose goals or assists. Basketball, college basketball, same idea with the points, rebounds, and assists. Tonight, for example, I like Steph Curry to go higher than 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists as they face Brooklyn in Brooklyn. Luka Doncic, I'm actually going to go lower than 28.5 points against a Knicks team that can defend well. And then I've got higher for LeBron on points, rebounds, and assists. That number's at 41.5. Whether you like those picks, you want to fade my picks, it's up to you, but do it all at Underdog. And when you join, sign up using my promo code Anthony. So just download the Underdog Fantasy app, pop in that promo code Anthony, and you'll get a free selection as part of your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Again, just by using the promo code Anthony after you download the Underdog Fantasy app. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Well, if you want to leave us a mic drop based on the Colton Parayko news, feel free to do so on the 101 ESPN mobile app. That mobile app brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Of course, the Schaefer Door Company mic drop feature right there at the bottom of the app. Completely free to use. So if you're using it right now, why don't you go ahead and tell us, are all hopes dashed now that you know that Colton Parayko will undergo a scope on his left knee and he'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks? Reevaluated in 6 weeks. That would make him out for the season, out for the regular season. Are all hopes lost? Or are you more in the camp of, you know what? I was kind of leaning them selling anyways. Maybe this will encourage them to sell. 1 point out, though. You're 1 point out. Marsh, I know that you tweeted out last night something to the effect of this team with Binnington, you're fired up. Why would you want to trade anybody at this point? Mm-hmm. And I know you got some pushback. Mm-hmm. You got some pushback from quote-unquote real Blues fans that are suggesting, why don't you sell right now to set yourself up for the future?
I just checked my my notifications on X, and the person I was kind of going back and forth with said, "You jinxed it, unreal." So now I'm getting blamed.
No, it's still PK's fault. You're in a retool, and the goal was to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. How many points out are you?
1.
Okay. So I would say the retool is going just fine.
At least, at the very least, you're on track. You might be slightly behind, but the bottom line is you're in a postseason race right now. You're in a playoff race. Colton Parayko, perhaps being lost for the rest of the regular season, though, that's an absolute killer. So now the question is, what do you do with that top defensive pairing? There are several options here. You're going to keep Cam Fowler at one spot. Do you move Ryan Suter up? We've seen Ryan Suter play some top pair minutes. If you want to protect him and make sure that he's playing adequate minutes for where he is in his career, you could move Nick Leddy up. You could move Philip Broberg up from that second pairing, or just say, hey, Philip Broberg and Justin Falk, those two guys are playing very well. We'll just keep them together. No matter what I say, you're going to be disappointed in it because obviously it's not Colton Parayko. But if you guys are making and we're going to talk to Jim Montgomery here at 5 o'clock. So we'll ask him. We'll ask him point blank. What do you think? What do you think the defensive pairing is going to look like without Colton Parayko? And I'm sure he'll give us an honest answer. He may not have that answer right away, but I'm sure he'll give us an honest answer one way or another. What do you guys think the Blues are going to do with that top pairing?
I was going to say moving Ryan Suter up. I think that was okay earlier in the season. We talked to Jamie about it. When you get older, again, your legs get a little bit tired. Longer in the season, the longer it goes, you're not nearly as fresh as you were to begin the season. To add that stress back to him playing 20, 25 minutes again, I think that might be too much because he is an older player and because he's played so many games. For me, it's probably Broberg. I think he's a top pair defenseman to begin with, and so this is just another opportunity to do that. And, it's unfortunate that Colton Parayko goes down. He's your best defenseman. But you do have a young player that has shown us that he is probably going to be a really good player here for the Blues. I think this is his opportunity to step up in that role and hopefully not miss a beat.
Would you, Marsh, does moving Broberg up make sense, though, with Fowler?
It could. I think it's going to be like a revolving door just to see like what works, right? Like maybe there's some matchups that you want a certain defenseman out there for. Mm-hmm. I really don't know. Like this is something that we're gonna, like you said, talk with Jim Montgomery about, and I'm sure they're going through it right now. But right now, though, I have confidence. Like whoever they put up there, I have confidence that they'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Now, one name that BK and Alex brought up in their show was Luke Shen, and he was just traded to Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh is like pretty far down in the standings in the East, and I think there's like rumblings out there that maybe they could flip him, and he's a right-handed defenseman. So I wonder if maybe that's something they look at too. You bring in Braden Shen's brother, like you keep that culture going, and maybe he becomes a part of what they're going with right now until Colton Parayko comes back. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said in the first segment, though, I think if this was going to happen, I'm glad it happened right now before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I almost think that Doug Armstrong will make a move now. It may not be, when you say make a move, there are a variety of moves. It's not just, hey, he'll make a blockbuster move. So please, if you're going to send us a bunch of texts of, well, why are you going to risk the future and blah blah, I'm not suggesting any sort of significant franchise-altering move. I do think, though, that he'll likely pivot as opposed to adding maybe a third line forward. Maybe he pivots and the priority becomes just trying to upgrade this defensive core anywhere he can. It goes without saying that nobody that Doug Armstrong acquires is going to be Colton Parayko. We have often combated the people that have said, not just this season, because I think people have been pretty quiet about Parayko because he's having a great year, but in the past when he has struggled, we have always thrown out as soon as you trade Colton Parayko, you're looking for another version of Colton Parayko.
Right.
So that still stands here. You lose Colton Parayko to injury, and again, if you're just joining us, Colton Parayko will have his knee scoped and he'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks. So for all intents and purposes, it looks like Colton Parayko will miss the rest of the regular season. It goes without saying that you will not be able to replace Colton Parayko. But I do think that Doug Armstrong will make a move for a defender by end of the day tomorrow. That's just my thought on that. I don't think he's going to let it sit with what they currently have.
I don't know. I think, like I said, I think you have, obviously you can never replace one of your better players. That's why people get paid certain amounts of money because they're better than the other players. But the goal is to, sustain the play that you're having. They've been playing extremely well, finding ways to win, not getting down when they are losing or give up the lead or give up the game-tying goal. They just keep plugging away and keep playing hard. And that's kind of been their mantra since February began, but really since the Four Nations tournament ended. When they restarted the season, this team has been playing hard every single night and playing with a passion and playing for one another. And I don't think that this injury just puts a halt to it. When you start to gain momentum, bad things just happen. You might get a call that goes your way. Guy takes a puck off the face and now he's out for a few nights, whatever the case may be. But you say, you know what? You have a level of confidence right now in how you're playing, and you build that guy up. Hey, we got you till you get back. We will not let you down. And that's kind of the mindset. If you're a losing team, if they're struggling, if they had lost, 4 of their last 5 games, and then this happening, like, oh, God, we just can't get a break. But when you're winning, you're like, all right, cool. Damn, that sucks. But, bro, we got you. We're not going to let you down. We will not let you down in this moment. We will hold the fort down till you get back. Hurry up and get back, but we got you till you do.
Yeah.
And that's why I said there's no need to panic because the mindset just shifts when you're winning versus when you're losing. This team has been winning. They're not going to let anything phase them at this moment. Like you just won't. You just look at it and say, all right, cool. What else you got?
Yeah.
And you go forward.
This guy right here, man.
Yeah, he's positive today.
He's bringing me back in. He pissed me off yesterday at the end of the show. He did, but I'm back. Like, we're back,
Yeah, you left this place thinking, I'll never work with CD again. You came back.
I tried to put Sam Darnold back on my football team.
Yeah, he did.
I did. I'm sorry.
What's worse, him putting Sam Darnold back on your football team or me putting Kirky football back on your football team?
Oh, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. Anthony's got a question. It's not even a question.
I just wanted to know how
You keep trying to
deep
trade
the hate
Kirk.
is.
No,
I
know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Second round pick is yours.
Second round pick.
He was hurt. Okay? You heard it from him. It's clearly hurt.
Anthony, I think we're getting a draft pick because of you guys getting him.
Yeah, probably. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Anthony Stalter. We'll continue to take your thoughts on Colton Parayko and deliver ours. We'll take mic drops, too, so don't forget to just send us some mic drops. How you feeling about the Colton Parayko news? What do you think the pivot is for Doug Armstrong with the trade deadline set for tomorrow? So, again, we'll continue to take some mic drops on the Colton Parayko news. We'll also transition into Mizzou falling last night in Norman. Tough road loss. Sooners looked fantastic from the three. I mean, they shot over 46% or 40% from three-point line. So does that put a damper on your belief that Mizzou can make a deep run in the tournament? It's next on 101 ESPN.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues pick up a huge shootout win last night against the LA Kings, 3-2 the final. They'll take on the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. However, after winning 3-2 last night against the Kings, Doug Armstrong announced today that defenseman Colton Parayko will undergo a scope on his left knee after injuring it during last night's victory. He will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. We'll continue talking about that throughout the remainder of the day. We'll talk about it with Chris Kerber at 3:15 and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we're going to dive into Mizzou's loss last night against the Oklahoma Sooners. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. If you're just joining us, some unfortunate news for the Blues. They pick up the big shootout victory last night over the Kings. They're now 1 point out of the wild card race, as 1 point behind Calgary, who's got 2 games in hand. So the Blues have 19 games remaining. Calgary's got 21. But Colton Parayko will undergo a scope on his left knee and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. So some devastating injury news for the Blues. For right now, we don't know what the Blues are going to do to pivot. We will talk to Jim Montgomery coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, but the trade deadline is tomorrow. So perhaps Doug Armstrong will make some moves. Feel free to leave us a mic drop, a Schaefer Door Company mic drop via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN app, because we will have this as kind of one of the central themes throughout the course of the day. In other local news, Mizzou falls to Oklahoma last night in Norman, 96-84. Rough night for Mizzou, but I got to say, CD, when you have an opponent, in this case Oklahoma with Jeremiah Fears, who scored a career-high 31 points, including going 12 for 12 from the free throw line, as well as Oklahoma shooting over 40% for three-point land, like that's going to be a tough night for you. I'm not overlooking the fact that the Mizzou did have some shooting struggles. They struggled from beyond the arc. They struggled in the paint. They're only 4-14 for 3-point attempts in the first half. So as Oklahoma stayed hot, Mizzou unfortunately was cold. They did rally a little bit in the second half, but Oklahoma held on pretty comfortably. But again, fears going off. What Oklahoma did in the paint, sometimes you just got to tip your cap. I don't know if this is a huge, how do I put this? I don't know if this is like a red flag game for Mizzou. I just think it was a tough night.
So for me, when I said Mizzou, the one thing that I thought that they lacked is height, like big men, like really that can protect the paint. Oklahoma killed them in the paint. You're talking about the kid Fears. He scored 31.
He scored. That was a career high.
He made
31.
1 3-pointer.
Yeah.
They have literally, when I say points in the paint, 2 feet in the paint, they're under the basket making shots. Oklahoma made 48 points in the paint last night.
40. So they dominated Mizzou 48-34 in the paint.
That's a problem. So when I watched Mizzou play Illinois earlier this year, that was the one big takeaway that I had. I didn't think Mizzou had enough bigs. I didn't think that the bigs that they had were fleet of foot enough, were able to play inside and outside. They lacked that, in my opinion. If you give up that many points in the paint, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. And that's the one issue that I think that they will have come tournament time. If you face a team that gets on the glass or a team that is able to get 2 feet in the paint, you know how easy it is to score when you're 2 feet from the basket? I got both my feet in that little burgundy area. That's where they scored. They scored so many. The first half, they had to have scored 30 points in the paint. And it was obvious that Mizzou was unable to get them out of the paint, box them out, move them out, push them out, and keep them from scoring. It's so easy to score a bucket when you're that close. So that was my one concern about Mizzou. I think they play outstanding defense when you can keep teams on the perimeter. But if you can get 2 feet in that paint, they're going to have a problem, and they had a problem last night.
I do think they have that ability, though, to frustrate opponents, to make sure that they're always shooting from the perimeter. I mean, we've seen that pretty consistently. And I think there's college teams, your Illini are a perfect case of this, that get 2 3-point happy.
Correct.
Like, we're going to live and die by the 3. So if you are going to have issues, and it's a weakness. There's no question about it. You just demonstrated that. You just illustrated that. But if you are going to have a weakness in today's game, it might be okay to have the issue be in the paint with how many teams try to shoot the 3 in order to win. I mean, Oklahoma did everything great last night. They dominated in the paint. They shot well. Fears went off. I mean, that was a great performance by Oklahoma.
To me, it was like a boxing match. You know, they tell boxers, go to the body early, softens you up, and then you can take them out with headshots. That's essentially what Oklahoma did. They went down in the paint, score. Now, what does Mizzou have to do? Oh, we got to protect the paint. Okay, we'll shoot a 3. Mm-hmm. Like, it's easier to shoot when there's nothing in your face, because now they're protecting the paint. So we'll go out here and we'll knock down 3s.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma just took it to them physically inside the paint, and that's why. And that's the only. If I'm a Mizzou fan, that would be my one concern: facing a team that says fast lane and 3-point line. We're going to attack you in the interior, and we're going to see if you can make a stop. And if you can't, we're just going to keep beating you up in here until we finally get some open 3s on the perimeter and knock those down as well.
What do you think Mizzou is tournament time?
What seed?
No. Their ability.
They probably. This is me being not a huge solely. Okay, They are a Sweet 16 team, or they could get bounced in the second round. And if they make it to the Sweet 16, they should make it to the second weekend. Mm-hmm. Then you get through, you win the first round, win the second round. You should be a Sweet 16 team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think their floor is a Sweet 16 team. This is an SEC team that has been battle tested. They've had some rough. I mean, I'm not going to overlook the fact that they also had a remarkable game against Alabama just a week ago. I mean, they've had some big time wins this year. Again, not overlooking some of the issues that they do have, which were on display last night. I still think that this is a Sweet 16 team.
I think they should be in the Sweet 16. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to the Elite 8, or if they got knocked out in the second round.
All right, shut your mouth there. That second round stuff.
Okay.
Don't shut your mouth. It's your opinion. All right, let's hear from Swan and Mizzou.
Mizzou's ability to make a run in March will come down entirely to their ability to defend. I just looked, they're the number 5 offense in Ken Palm right now, but they're the number 69th defense in Ken Palm. They're either going to have to outscore people in the tournament, or they're going to have to defend at a really high level and keep their scoring ability. That's what it really comes down to. You kind of look at the big games that Mizzou's won, and it's largely been by outscoring people. Specifically, that Alabama game comes to mind. But you also have the factor of Mizzou scored, 84 last night, something like that, and I think they gave up 96 to I'm just going to be honest, a pretty bad Oklahoma team. I do not think the bubble's that bad this year. This Oklahoma team is a bubble team / tournament team, and they shouldn't be. I think the bubble's horrendous, worse than usual. So that's just my take on it. It'll entirely come down to Mizzou's ability to defend and what matchup they get. Because if they get a bad matchup, sometimes that's all it takes in March.
I got to give Swan credit. He DM'd me yesterday and said that Maryland would knock off Michigan last night, and he was absolutely right. He knows his college
Did you pick
ball.
Michigan?
No, I had the over in the Utah game.
How'd that go?
Well,
did it?
Yeah, cruised.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
The way you asked me that,
I didn't know.
leads me to believe that you also hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I had SGA.
Okay.
I had 45 and a half. He scored 41 points.
Because you would have asked me in a much different way had you lost. You would have. It would have been like this. You'd been like, "What'd you have?" Instead of "What'd you have?"
I didn't know what you had, brother. Just asking.
I see. I see you.
I'm competitive. I don't know what you expect from me, brother.
So to Swan's point, it kind of lines up with what you're saying. Matchup. What's the matchup? And that's with any game. But I will say this: Oklahoma. Swan's right. Oklahoma's not a great team. They had a great night, though. They had a great night. I think both things can be true. I think we can look at the fact that Mizzou's got issues in the paint, and also highlight that Fears last night had a career night. 12 for 12 at the line. And they jumped out to that big lead at half. You scored 50. You shouldn't be giving up 50 in the first half.
He gave up 38 in the paint, I'm sure.
They were shooting well.
Yeah, it's easy
Not going to throw the baby. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Don't throw the baby out at all, Anthony.
Not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater with this Mizzou loss. Okay. All right?
Nah.
If you want to, go ahead, but I'm calling child services.
Well, no, I don't want to do that.
Marsh has got what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, what is trending? Colton Parayko got injured. That's what's trending. Oh, you didn't know?
No, we did.
Colton Parayko, for those that maybe just got in their car, they're just tuning in for the first time, they haven't been around their phone. Colton Parayko will undergo a scope in his left knee and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. Carey explained in our first segment that sometimes when you come back from an injury like this, it feels like you have a vibranium leg.
Yeah.
You know?
Feels
You're
so
like
much
the
better.
Winter Soldier, but with a leg.
Mm-hmm. In the knee. That's what I felt. I felt like a new man. I got my knee scoped. I was like, ooh, this is so much better than what I was feeling just 24 hours ago. Now, I did get a staph infection about 72 hours later.
Oh, you didn't mention that part.
You didn't mention that at all.
I told you all I had a staph infection.
No,
I
didn't.
did.
Not on this
today.
You said you were running on the treadmill.
Well, not today, but I have mentioned it before, which is why I said I shouldn't have played 4 days after getting a knee
I
scope.
don't like this at all.
He's not playing for 6 weeks, allegedly. So, but he'll feel fine. He should.
All right, I'm done with this talk. We'll move on. Speaking of injuries, though,
What's the French toast?
Luis Gil,
Yeah.
of the Yankees.
The New York Yankees.
He will be sidelined for at least 3 months because of his lat strain. I'm just wondering, hey, Cardinals have some pitchers. Maybe the Yankees need another guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything that the
What
Cardinals
pitchers the
and
Cardinals
Yankees
got?
could. Oh, Carey.
Whoa. No,
What
no.
pitchers do the
We've got
Cardinals have that-
Hey, hold on. We've got 3 available Yankees and 3 good options for you. Eric Fetty, one of the better pitchers in all of baseball in the first half last year.
We can talk.
Look at those analytical stats.
Let's talk.
We got a guy named Miles Michaelis.
No, thank you.
Whoa, Carey. Can you just let me do my thing here?
I'm the Yankees in this scenario.
You got Miles Michaelis, who every other month 2 years ago was a dominant force. All right? Every other month.
What else you got?
He was a Hall of Famer.
You know what?
What else
I
you
know
got?
a guy that looked pretty damn good in pinstripes. Now, he was wearing pinstripes for the White Sox about a year ago.
Eric
but
Fetty.
nevertheless, he wore pinstripes.
I'll listen to Eric Fetty. Who else you got?
I got a guy that knows the AL East very well,
Does
Steven
he?
Matz.
Oh, what did he do last year?
He is hell when well, baby.
Is he often well or is he often in
Yeah,
hell?
well, when he's not in a Cardinal uniform, he pitches his rear end off.
I don't know that I
You
don't
know
know.
what? When he's not in a Cardinals uniform, he pitches.
Let me look into it. I'll get back to
Let
you.
us know.
Yeah,
We're here.
And when I walk away, I'm not never calling that guy back.
3 different options for you.
Nah, sounds like you got one option.
3 different. You didn't hear.
I don't think those other 2 are
You weren't
options.
listening.
I was listening. I heard you.
Fetty, Michaelis, again, Hall of Famer, 2 years ago, every other month. And the guy that knows the AL East, your AL East, like the back of his hand, Steven
Can't feed
Matz.
my family on a guy that pitches well every other month.
I'm just saying.
I don't know which month it's going to be, and you said that was 2 years ago.
Need a guy? We got a guy for you.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You sure, Carey?
Yankees clearly not looking to win. Clearly not thinking about winning.
The 217 texted in saying, here's what's trending. It's my birthday, and March birthdays are the best birthdays.
Happy
Yes.
birthday to you. Nice job.
Happy birthday, Mr. Listener.
That's Andrew Marsh.
We need some positivity today. Like, this just stinks, man. Just stinks.
Well, it's tough
That
with
the
the old
Cardinals
Parayko news.
Hold on.
still have too many pitchers.
They
Like,
said-
that just...
Yeah, that does stink. They said BK not only wore the hat, he wore the blue sunglasses as well.
Oh, that's right. He did. He did both.
Gosh.
He wore our sunglasses?
Yeah,
blue sunglasses?
because I remember I was listening
That
at
is
that time,
that-
and Alex said, "Hey, don't steal what the fast lane does," and he put the glasses on and had the conductor hat on.
Oh, that is definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know he wore the glasses too. The conductor hat is one thing, but there's a mojo. You know, now we got to buy some new blue glasses. My Dodgers aren't going to be right. They're going to.
we should
Hey,
give
you know,
BK
tough with really tough with the Parayko news, but maybe BK did some good stuff here. He wore the glass. Did they do the NFL draft chime too?
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Still, the glasses with the conductor's hat.
You know, typically
hard,
we have
man.
like a blame machine, and you know, we blame Ollie Marmol for a lot of stuff.
No, this is not Ollie's fault.
I think that we need a new machine.
Mo's maybe, but Definitely BKs.
BK for sure.
That's brutal. All right, moving on. Again, if you want to leave us a mic drop on the Colton Parayko news, we're taking your mic drops throughout the course of the show. I'll keep letting you know as well that we are going to talk to Jim Montgomery, the head coach of your Blues, at 5 o'clock, and we'll ask him point blank. Losing Colton Parayko, it's a tough blow, but next man up. What are the defensive pairings looking like? So we'll talk to Jim about that. Chris Kerber will join us at 3:15 too, so we'll get his thoughts on the Colton Parayko news. I saw that Masyn Winn, Derek Gould had an article where he discussed Masyn Winn maybe being a little too home run happy in spring training and got him off kilter. There's two different ways to look at this. One is, hey, just be you. Stop trying to be something you're not. But a young player should also have an opportunity to develop his game. We'll have that discussion next on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN 302. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. So I gave Derek Gould credit for this. It was actually Derek Gould who retweeted Lynn Worthy's article about the Cardinals' Masyn Winn vows to return to the basics after a power push. So Winn has admitted that he's got a little home run happy this spring, but he's going to return to the basics pretty shortly here. When I first saw the article, CD, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter, appreciate you listening to Fastlane. When I first saw the article, guys, and I read through it, I'm like, why don't athletes just know their strengths and stick with who they are and stop trying to be something they're not? And I've thought about this too in previous cases with Cardinals players such as Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter took Clayton Kershaw deep in a postseason game, and the following year he was like dedicated to being a power hitter. You're a doubles hitter. Do your thing. Lead off, hit doubles. You're great at it. Doubles can lead to runs. Just do your thing. Don't change your approach. Don't try to add lift to the ball and all that. And eventually Matt Carpenter got back on track, but it took a while. So when I first saw it again, I'm like, Masyn Winn, just be you. But this is a young player. This is a young player that's now in his second big league season. And if we're going to give credit to guys like the greats, like Michael Jordan, or some of the greats that have played the quarterback position, and that add things to their game each offseason, I don't think it's fair to criticize Masyn Winn for trying to add something to his game either.
You think maybe, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I think maybe Masyn was looking at those contracts and says, hey, they don't pay for doubles, baby.
Probably.
They don't pay for hard hit singles. On base percentage, nobody gives a damn.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a damn about the pure baseball like it used to be, right?
You do.
You Fastlane better believe it. I love it. Get on base, steal a base, getting scoring position, with less than 2 hours. That anything can happen.
Sure.
I'm okay with it. I saw a documentary on a guy who just wanted to keep hitting home runs. It kept him and his manager had a deal. Every time you pop one up, you got to give me some push-ups.
Yeah.
That guy learned quickly.
He had to wait.
He did. Bulked up.
Yeah.
Said, I'm going to be a power hitter. It didn't work out for him. Hit the ball on the ground. That's what you do. Hit it in the gaps. Use your speed.
Sure.
Use your athleticism. So hopefully he figures that out. I don't know why. And there are things, like you said, in the offseason, in spring training, in training camp for football, you try different things when you are an established vet, when you have started and you have kind of, you know what your role is, you know who you are. There are times where you say, let me try to see if I can add this element to my game.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens naturally, and sometimes it's like, that's not really who I am.
Sure.
Let me get back to basics. And hopefully that's what he does. Hopefully he understands that, that's not really a part of his game right now. Maybe in time, maybe with maturation and gaining weight and getting older, putting on a little bit more weight, muscle, you'll be able to do those things. But right now, you're not able to. So let's get back to the basics, getting on base, hitting the ball, seeing the ball, making contact. There is nothing wrong with that.
No.
Everybody is not going to hit 700 home runs. Mm-hmm. They just aren't. They're not going to hit 60 home runs in a season. Some people just aren't built for that. And that's okay. But I think baseball has gotten to the point where you see the same thing in all other sports. Like, I'm going to do what people do to get paid.
Yeah.
Why the hell would I not? No, it's not sexy to hit a single. It's not sexy to hit a double. It's people love seeing home runs. So let me see if I can add that element. And right now it's been pretty bad for him, so hopefully he figures it out and gets better.
80s Guru says, and it's a great point, hitting ropes will sometimes turn into the long ball. Absolutely. This is the whole Mark McGwire approach.
80s Guru, you don't know baseball because I'm sorry. Because that's what Jordan Walker, they clearly, you couldn't work for the Cardinals, nor could I. 80s Guru, we are in the same boat. We don't know ball. The hell are we talking about? You're like, who the hell hits ropes, Anthony? Why would you hit a rope? When you want to hit it over the fence? Get paid? Huh?
I mean, it does sound good.
Hundreds of millions of dollars?
If I can do it, yeah.
You can. I watched you at the Home Run Derby.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
I watched
we
you.
all had a good night. We all had a good night.
You had the best night, though.
Did I? Sure.
You did.
Yeah. Did I hit more than everybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
when it's there, you acknowledge it.
I owe everything to my teammates and Brian Jordan that night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, look, find the gaps. Matt Carpenter, who I brought up earlier, Matt Carpenter was incredible in that 2013
season. A lot of doubles, didn't he?
Hit a ton of doubles.
I think he led the majors in doubles.
I think he led all of baseball everywhere in doubles. But put yourself in scoring position. I do like the factory, the assembly line approach to a lineup because it puts pressure on pitchers. You get somebody that gets on base, then the next person hits a double, or the next person draws a walk. Eventually, you might run into one. But if you have that assembly lineup where the idea is just to purely get on base or get your best swing on a ball, you can wind up causing a lot of damage. At the very least, you're putting pressure on the pitcher. Now, ground balls, if they're smoked at 110, great. If not, they can also turn into double plays. So I don't think it's just all about making contact. But if you're Masyn Winn and you're a young player and you do something very well, I don't think the idea to go up and hit home runs is the best approach. But I'm glad that he's mature enough to realize I'm getting a little too home run happy. Maybe the swing gets elongated, and I need to dial things back a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah. Cardinals, by the way, took it on the chin today. They lose to the Washington Nationals. I don't think that 11-2 score, though, was as 12-1. It's a lot closer than what this final score would indicate. It says 12-1, but it was 0-0 through 3. Okay?
Okay.
So don't you be worried about your Cardinals. Eric Fedde did go 3 innings, gave up 0 runs and 0 hits, walked 2 with a strikeout.
You want to trade him?
Yes, I do. Okay. Roby was one of the pitchers that had a rough day. 2 innings of work, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, had 2 strikeouts, no walks. And Gordon Graceffo, who's having a really good spring. Graceffo got touched up a little bit. 1 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, but he did have 3 Ks. But those are the 2 that kind of got beat up a little bit.
Still spring, Anthony. Still got time.
Your offense, we just talked about Masyn Winn, 0 for Gopher today, 0 for 3. He's batting 48 now. Not great. Newbar was 1 for 2. Contreras was 2 for 3. He's hitting 500 this spring. Nolan Arenado, 0 for 2. Brendan Donovan, 1 for 2. Pedro Pajes, 0 for 2. Victor Scott, 0 for 3, but he's still sitting at 467 this spring. And the youngster that a lot of people are keeping an eye on, J.J. Weatherholt, 0 for 2. His batting average drops to 125 this spring. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. If you're just joining us or you haven't heard the news, Colton Parayko is set to miss the next 6 weeks at least. He's going to have his knee scoped, and the Blues will reevaluate in 6 weeks. What does this mean for the Blues in terms of the trade deadline for right now? What does it mean for their defensive pairings? We don't know. But Chris Kerber will join us next. We'll talk to him about what this means for the Blues. And you know what? Why don't we hand out some Blues tickets? You want to do that, Marsh?
I would love
you excited for some Blues?
More.
Blues tickets? All right. Why don't we do that right now? So we have your shot right now to score a pair of tickets to go see the Blues and the Canucks on March 20th. If you could simply answer the trivia question, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. If you're the 101st texter with the correct answer to the trivia question we're about to give you, you will go see the Blues and the Canucks on March 20th at Enterprise Center. The first 12,000 fans that night will receive a mystery Blues hat courtesy of Ticketmaster. You can get the ticket information now at stlouisblues.com/promotions, and you can also register to win tickets to that game at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. Who do we blame for Colton Parayko's injury? Who are we blaming? Who's at fault for Colton Parayko's injury? We blamed him for the majority of the first hour of the show.
And we'll continue to blame him.
To blame him as well. If you have the correct answer to that trivia question and you're the 101st texter, again, you'll go see Blues and Canucks on March 20th. And, you won't see Colton Parayko. Hopefully you still see a dub. What?
What?
I was just saying, you're not going to see Colton Parayko. That's all. That's all I said. All right, Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, will join us next. We'll pick his brain about the Parayko news here on 101 ESPN.
Hey, you know, it really is a no-brainer, folks. One of the maintenance programs from Classic Air Care. Here's why. When you've got a unit in your house, your air conditioning unit or your furnace, you want to make sure that it's maintained. Especially you want to make sure that it's maintained so it is safe. There's no CO2 leaks. There's no issues along those kind of lines. But why does a maintenance program from Classic Air Care matter? One, it pretty much takes care of itself. It saves you money. It's then out of your mind. You set up the appointments. They will come make sure that it's taken care of. You'll get priority scheduling if a major issue arrives. And it's something you've got to do anyway. You've got to make sure that in the spring you're ready for the summer, in the fall you're ready for the winter. These twice-a-year maintenance visits are critically important, and it keeps your unit running and lasting a lot longer than it would if you don't have it. You have to take care of it the same way you would take care of your car, whether you're changing your oil or rotating your tires. The actual maintenance matters, and it keeps the unit running to the efficiency that you want it to, which not only saves you money from a maintenance standpoint, saves you money from a utility standpoint. So get online, book an appointment at classicaircare.com, or you can give them a call. You can check out their 4.8 Google rating and just how good the service has been for thousands of others, and you will feel comfortable in having them come into your house. It's Classic Air Care. Book an appointment today at classicaircare.com.
It's a Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Let's head to our Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by the play-by-play man of the St. Louis Blues, Chris Kerber. Kerbs, boy, this discussion was going to be a lot different about an hour ago. Devastating news for the Blues with Colton Parayko. Your initial thoughts?
Well, my initial thoughts are how bummed I am for him because
Sure.
he had 35 points, which tied a career high. He was clearly going to get past that. And you know what? This was a year that did I think that because of the way people vote for Norris trophies, they were going to put a lot of votes his way? No, but I do think that this was that year that you might have seen him get into the top 10 in votes.
Well, looks like we just lost Kerbs.
Oh, no.
Wow.
We'll get him back.
Holy smokes. So maybe the voters that Kerbs was talking about said, you know what, why don't we just cut this mic right now? As if he's...
Nah. I think maybe in a bad area. It's a lot of traffic, probably a lot of cell phones in L.A.
Probably.
In California.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
A lot of people in
4
general.
or 5, you're stuck on the highway for 4 or 5 hours. That's what they say.
You were just there. You were in San Francisco.
In San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah. You were in California. You weren't in L.A.
Yeah. It's crowded there, too. A lot of people, man.
There is a lot of people.
It's a lot.
They got an issue. Is it still going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still there? Mm-hmm. There. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing changed. It's there in L.A., San Diego. It's usually in warm areas.
Well, yeah.
If you're smart.
If you're right.
Like, they don't want to have that
start
problem.
walking.
Oh, yeah.
At some point. All right. Kerbs is back on the line. Kerbs, we lost you. Go ahead.
Yep, sorry about that. No, so you know what? Like I was saying, I think my first reaction is how bad you feel for Colton because do I think that the writers voting for Norris Trophy are going to move him into a finalist group this year? No. But I do think he definitely deserves some consideration for the Norris consideration this year. So I would have expected him to have kind of moved maybe into the top 10. But this essentially taking him out for the rest of the season is really a blow there. He was having such a great year, offensively, defensively. I talked to Cam Fowler about him yesterday, actually. So what do you know about that? He goes, he kills so many plays. He plays all these minutes against the tough teams. He's impeccable for us on the penalty kill. Like, there were so many great things that he had to say about him. And he goes, I'll tell you right now, nationally, he doesn't get anywhere near the amount of credit he deserves for how good of a defenseman he is. So bummed for him, and now you just have to wait and see what it means to this team on the ice.
Kerbs, obviously the team is going to have to move on. They're going to have to keep pushing forward. Who do you think gets moved up to that first pairing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I could see it becoming more of a Falk and Fowler situation, unless they really like to just want to keep Broberg there. But Nick Leddy, it's good to have him back in that lineup. So, I think it probably ends up being a Leddy or a Falk. If they really want to keep Broberg with Falk and they like the way it's going, then Nick Leddy seems to be the key for me. Or Ryan Suter has shown that he can log some minutes still. So there's another option. But I think they'll definitely, and I haven't seen it, that they go down and call up Kessel, ready to bring him up. But they've got Tyler Tucker waiting in the wings to get in some games as well. And they're going to have to find a way to eat those 22 minutes. And listen, it's still the job of every one of these players that's in that lineup to get this team into the playoffs. And that's where the focus has to immediately go to.
Kerbs, this is an interesting time, to say the least, with this injury occurring, with the trade deadline so close. Do you think the Blues do anything different at the deadline? Does this change their plan?
You know what? It could, depending on what Doug Armstrong feels and which direction he was going to go. Mm-hmm. It could make them say, hey, there's a couple people that we were looking at before, but we decided not to. Now maybe we will. So, yeah, I think it could definitely impact their decision-making over the next 24 hours to see what's available. But I'll tell you this, guys, you're not replacing him, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
He's one of those top-end players where you're not going to go out and just find a guy that's going to replace him. You're going to have to find some fill-ins, and then the bulk of the stepping up has got to come from the guys within.
Chris Kerber joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. All right, moving away from the bad news of the day, and let's talk, from a positive standpoint, because the team has played very well, and they're 1 point out now of a wild card spot. Kerbs, if I were to only give you one choice when it comes to what led to this turnaround, what would it be, or who would it be?
Robert Thomas.
Okay.
I'll go with Robert Thomas. I think his play has been excellent. The defensive plays that you're seeing him making inside the defensive zone. One jumped off the page at me last night. He was way down deep in the corner, but his support of the defense when the defense tied up the LA forward, Robert went in, grabbed the puck, and broke it out of the zone. To me, the way he's been playing and really going and doing what you want your number one center to do, which is starting to lead the team in defensive zone takeaways, things like that, I think that's a big key. So if you cornered me and made me pick one big swing here since the break, I think I'm going to point at Robert Thomas, who's been playing terrific.
Curbs, what do you think has been unlocked by this team? They have been playing so much better since the Four Nations tournament ended, and they feel like this feels like what Jim Montgomery has been preaching since he got here, just the effort and energy every single night. Is it that simple, or is there something else that's taking place?
No, I think it is kind of that simple. I think there was a stretch of 7 or 8 games where you saw it coming, and then they fell off a little bit. And it was a team that, at the time was still adversity was hard for them to meet. Well, they're meeting that adversity now. They've fallen behind in games 1-0, 2-1, and they're finding ways to claw back in and get points. So, the thing is, Carey, it's an unusual team from this standpoint. Like, you can see it when you're around them. It's a tight group. It's a group that has fun out there. It's a group that is enjoying themselves. And they just weren't getting the results on the ice. Now that the results are coming, the confidence is really sky high. And that I think is the biggest thing. Well, once you get a team that has some confidence, you're there. And I think what they've realized, especially over this last stretch of 4 or 5 games, is everybody is playing the same way. You're not seeing the mistakes at the blue lines. The mistake at the red lines is often. You're seeing the puck get in deep right away. And when they do so, then they're getting in on the forecheck. So to me, they all got on the same page and started playing. And I think one of the biggest keys to that, as we said, was Robert Thomas and that top line doing it, because the Holloway and Shen and Kyra line was doing it, and that's 2. And then, you get your grind lines going, and Joseph and Boldvik have been playing extremely well. But they saw the examples from the top players. And that belief system, once it gets into a team, can be extremely strong.
Curbs, it's really fun watching Jordan Binnington do his thing right now. His stats after the Four Nations face-off have been fantastic. Do you think that he needed that big game feel with the Team Canada versus the United States game to really find his game once again?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's been pretty good all year. Did it help? Oh, sure, it did. It definitely helped with the confidence he had coming into that, And he's got some of that swagger again. I saw him last night after the game. I said, man, if I haven't told you this once, I've told you 50 times. I'm going to tell you again. I love watching you play hockey. Like, he's just – I do. Guys, I'm telling you. Used to have to do post-game shows till midnight when we first got back to St. Louis in 2000. And the job that KTRS did, just putting levels of hockey out there that had never been done before. So we'd have a 7 o'clock game, and we would literally do a post-game till midnight. And for years, and I mean years, every single post-game show with Collins seemed to center around goaltenders. I still have nightmares about it all these years later. I do. I'm like, oh, my gosh, can we go one show without having to, break down the goaltending? Well, this is the best goaltender that's played for the Blues since I've been here. And it's the one thing you have. And that's why when somebody's saying, do you move in this, do you do that? Like, I can't even fathom that move, because he's the one piece that's going to really help you get through a turnaround and get things going. And, yeah, he's been really, really dialed in and good now, and you're seeing the results of it. But once again, don't be sure. Sometimes the goaltender's numbers are also, a part of the team in front of them. Very rarely do you see a goaltender with gaudy numbers on an average team. And by gaudy, I mean good. You don't see a 2.01 and a 935 save percentage on an average team. There is typically a really good team in front of them.
Right.
Listen, that's the same thing. You got to make that case for Marty Brodeur, for Patrick Waugh, for the greats of the greats. Yeah, they were great, and they made their teams better without a shred of doubt, but they also had some good teams in front of them. And you can see the difference now when the Blues are playing the way they're playing. Brian Elliott and Jarl Halak won a Jennings Trophy under Ken Hitchcock. Go look at what the goaltenders that have played for Ken Hitchcock do from a numbers standpoint, and you're going to understand why there's a system that Ken Hitchcock plays that helps the goaltenders. And that system is similar, I think, to what we're seeing done right now by the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, you're right. It goes hand in hand, Curbs. By the way, you brought up the nightmares. Carey and I will still call each other sometimes in the middle of the night because of the Rams post games that we had to endure. So we
understand your pain.
Yeah, we feel for you, Kerbs.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I'll tell you what. We a 6 o'clock game. We still went till midnight. There used to be, for those that remember where the team store was, that was a two-level bar there at Enterprise Center, right? It was called the 14th and Clark was the name of the bar, and we'd be upstairs where all the smokers were doing a show. They'd eventually lock it down, close everything off, and we'd still be in there for another hour doing a post-game show.
Yeah,
as people, what are we going to do? How are we going to get Brent Johnson going? I'm like, holy hell, I have no idea.
Yeah. Long nights, man.
Yep.
Why is this Rams team not able to run the ball? I don't know.
The offensive line sucks?
I don't know. Yeah, try to make sense of it.
Right. While also working on the network.
Why didn't they go out and get Dominic Koshik?
Yeah. You know what this team needs? A quarterback. Right. All right, Kerbs, we appreciate you, man. Thank you. And we'll check back with you next week.
All right, guys. Have an awesome week. Cheers.
You too. See ya. That's Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues here on 101 ESPN. We're going to keep reminding you, unfortunately, just because, look, it's the big news of the day. It's Colton Parayko. Colton Parayko will be reevaluated in 6 weeks after the Blues have announced that he will have his knee scoped after getting injured last night against the Kings in that shootout victory. Unfortunate news. We are taking your mic drop, so if you want to leave us a mic drop and discuss kind of what you think right now the Blues could do, should do, whether it's a defensive pairing at the deadline, feel free to leave us a Schaefer Door Company mic drop. He had mentioned Falk, too, moving Justin Falk up there, which would probably make more sense than Philip Broberg because of, obviously, the right-left, but I don't know. Either way, it's not going to be Colt 55.
We're not going to be riding this roller coaster. We can't, right, Carey?
No,
you said you can't ride the roller coaster.
Get off, get out of line. Don't get on the roller coaster.
Roller coasters are fun.
They are, and you know what?
Some of them get you flipping upside down and stuff.
The team's out, Disneyland. You know, maybe there's some roller coasters out there, but I don't think they'll be riding those.
I don't think so either. No, I don't think so. I think they're resting up.
Staying even keel.
Have you been to Disneyland?
No. I've been to Disney World, just not Disneyland. Yeah. What about you guys?
I've never been to Disney World, but I've been to Disneyland.
No kidding. We should share notes.
California Adventure.
Yeah. Okay. CD?
Yeah, both. Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
I took the kids to Legoland a few years ago, which was cool. It's all the same, man. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Say that again, brother.
Oh, man.
Whew.
Personally, I liked Universal better than I did, Disneyland.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's a lot.
Took the Jaws ride.
I did too. We probably sat in the same seat.
Probably. You know what? We were probably there at the same time.
Maybe.
When I went to Universal in December, I got stuck in the. We were doing the. What was it, Conan O'Brien or Jimmy Fallon, the virtual ride? They lock you in the seatbelt. The ride broke down, and we were stuck in those seatbelts for 30 minutes.
You were stuck with Conan O'Brien?
No. We were stuck facing a blank screen. Me and my youngest daughter. Stuck. I'm claustrophobic.
Oh, no.
Don't like being restricted at all.
Yeah.
At all. Let me out.
Yeah.
Let me out. Yeah.
We got stuck for a while in the what's the one with the Frozen. We were stuck in the Frozen one.
You were frozen.
We were frozen.
Yeah.
You said, let us go.
It was one. Yeah, they didn't though. They're like, to hell with this.
Well, imagine being stuck on a roller coaster upside down.
I can't imagine.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. All right, it's Fastline on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, and Anthony Stalter. Again, leave us some mic drops. We will stick with the Blues throughout the show. Jim Montgomery joins us at 5, but we're going to predict the quarterback market. You guys ready?
Sure.
Where are the quarterbacks in this year's market? Where are they going? Kirk Cousins, maybe to Minnesota. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The big news of the day, Colton Parayko will undergo a scope in his left knee and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. He fell in overtime in yesterday's 3-2 Blues shootout win. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. We're going to continue talking about this Colton Parayko injury. Send in your mic drops. We'd love to hear from you. Text into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We just talked with Chris Kerber about Colton Parayko's injury. We'll also talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we're going to dive into the quarterbacks in the NFL, and we're going to predict the quarterback market. That's coming your way next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Don't forget, you can leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the 101 ESPN mobile app on today's devastating news that Colton Parayko will miss perhaps the next 6 weeks after having his knee scoped. St. Louis Blues announcing that right before our show. They couldn't wait for that so we could celebrate a little bit. Nope, they decided to drop that nugget right as we were getting nasty at 2 o'clock. But we'll continue to talk Blues throughout the course of the show. All right. You boys ready to make some predictions on the quarterback market?
Sure.
All right. Where does Aaron Rodgers sign? Where does Aaron Rodgers sign?
Listen, man. He's not going anywhere and going to be a backup. He's not going to assist a team. He's already done that and didn't like it when he was still playing at an MVP caliber level. I don't see him doing that now. Maybe the New York Giants, just stay right where he's at now in New York. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Las Vegas Raiders, because they are like whatever. But other than that, I don't know if there's really a place for Aaron Rodgers for the 2025 season. Every other team, he's not going back to the Jets because they just got rid of him. Aaron Glenn's like, the hell with you and all the people you brought in, brother. Mm-hmm. You are not ruining how I want to run my organization, how I want to run this program. So there is really no other place for him. I don't think it's Pittsburgh because I just don't think Mike T would go for that. They're already planning on bringing, I think, Justin Fields back is what it's looking like. So, I mean, you got two options for what it looks like for me. Raiders, Giants.
Okay.
Neither are great options for the teams.
I'm going to go with Indianapolis.
Hey, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Indy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've already done it before. They bring back old quarterbacks.
They love old quarterbacks that can't play anymore.
How's that worked out for them?
Well, I made the playoffs one year.
With?
Phillip Rivers.
They win a championship?
No, sir, they did not.
They definitely aren't going to win a championship with what they have now.
I mean,
I'd take Anthony Richardson over Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's fine, but if you bring in Aaron Rodgers, you say, hey, this job isn't exactly yours, Anthony. So.
But is it not if he's there? I mean, you slapped him on the wrist for taking himself out. He missed the start. You went with an older gentleman at the quarterback at that time. Mm-hmm. Is it not his job to lose? You think Aaron Rodgers signs with the Indianapolis Colts and they just got was he in his third year now? Still on his rookie contract, first round draft pick? No.
Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be much. You're not going to pay him a lot.
No. I'm saying, do you think Aaron Rodgers goes there knowing what's there waiting?
In the wise words of Carey Davis, there's not a lot of options.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson hasn't done anything for me to prove that he earned that job to begin with.
Right.
There's a reason why he
being
lost
drafted
it last
in the
year.
top five.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Marsh, you and I thought I was going outside the box a little bit.
No.
Then you beat me.
Well,
to outside of the box.
Also, he's friends with Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee kind of has that, tie to the Colts, even though there's a little bit of headbutting there with some of the players. So I wonder if, there's a match there.
All right. Cam Ward.
Well, there have been talks that he might be the first pick taken.
I think he'll go to the Titans.
Possibly.
I think the Titans will draft him. They'll move, they're going to trade that pick, or they're not going to take him. They're going to go with Travis Hunter. I think at the end of the day, Tennessee knows that they have to move on from the Will Levis experience.
Yeah.
And they need a quarterback. And I think Cam Ward is the one that a lot of people project to be the top guy.
Which is so strange to me.
It's five. I think Cam Ward, I don't think there's it's not a huge debate.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shedeur Sanders should still be a top 10 quarterback.
I agree.
I mean, this is somebody that got beat up at Colorado, still excelled, still put up good numbers. If you look around the league, it's usually not the quarterbacks that sat in the pocket for 45 minutes to make sure that they had somebody wide open,
right.
For big-time games. It's usually the guys that had kind of the adversity throughout college that winds up being good quarterbacks in the NFL. So I'm going to take Cam Ward for the Titans, though.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. If the Titans deem him as the best player available, probably. He could end up in Cleveland. They're looking for a quarterback. He could end up in New York with the Giants or the Jets, depending on, whatever happens with their offseason in terms of free agency. But the fact that I think Tennessee is taking a quarterback first overall, they need a QB. I do kind of feel like that's reaching with Cam Ward and Shedeur. I don't know if either one of them is necessarily a first overall pick, but I could see him going to Tennessee. So I'll agree with you there.
I have him going to the Giants.
So the second pick, right? So the second or third?
The third. But I could also see New York trading up
to go get him.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
With Cleveland? And they'll trade with Cleveland?
Maybe. Who knows?
Or maybe even Tennessee, if Tennessee is willing to get out of there. How about Shedeur? I got him going to the Raiders. I think he falls a little bit, but I don't have him falling that far.
I got him hopefully getting past those teams and getting down to 20s.
I got your quarterback for you.
I definitely don't know who you got, but I don't want him. Hell no, I don't want him. Hell no, I don't.
You haven't even heard what I said.
You've been pawning one quarterback off for the last 3 weeks. Last month, since the damn season ended, you've been pawning one guy off. You tried to send him back to where he came from where he came, and now you're trying to send him to me too? I don't want Kirk.
You don't trust me?
I don't want Kirk. That's the quarterback. And now I really don't trust you.
What the hell, man? I haven't written down who the Steelers are going to take.
I'll wait.
Jeez, man.
I'll wait. I do like Shedeur going to Vegas, though. I think that's a good spot for him. That'd be a good. You got a young tight end in Brock Bowers who played outstanding last year. You got a defensive end that's the highest paid player. They're going to hopefully get off of the field and get you the ball back. They got some other things that they need to clear up and clean up, but I do like him going to Vegas.
It's just kind of a fun fit.
Yeah.
Well, and he has a tie to Tom Brady, so I could see it.
Who do you have?
I'm going to go a little off the wall here. I think he falls a little bit to number 9 for a team that has a Kirk Cousins light. Or actually could be worse than Kirk Cousins, and they have they got a lot of money that they can't spend.
A lot of money issues. Saints.
Yeah, they got old Spencer.
Okay,
Rattler, man.
Boy. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I can see that.
Spence.
I can see Shedeur Sanders to the Saints. What about Sam Darnold? And why do you have him going back to the Vikings, CD?
Oh, well, they said they're not going to take him back.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting because I don't see a place where he goes back to the Jets.
He's going back to New York.
I was going to say not
that New York.
The Giants.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's what I could see him going to the Giants. I don't see him, going back to the Jets. I think that kind of ran its course.
I don't think
even though it's a new staff, it's new people in place.
It's still the Jets. You put on that uniform, and he probably starts shaking.
Yep. So I could see him going to the Giants.
I got him to the
That wouldn't be a
Giants.
bad pick. But I don't know what he gets paid because Marshy doesn't even want him on his team anymore.
No, I don't.
3 years, $35 million. Sam.
Around what Baker's getting.
Yes.
Baker's getting 33.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad deal, especially when quarterbacks are going for 55, 60. So, yeah.
And bad quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Coming off Achilles are getting 40.
What?
All right. What about you, Marsh?
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Raiders, Sam. All right.
Yeah.
Kirky football. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
The couch. Or the Falcons.
I have him in Atlanta.
He doesn't go anywhere.
I wouldn't mind
He's
it.
not a free agent.
I wouldn't mind it at all.
Yeah, he's in Atlanta.
You just keep your ass right there.
Yeah.
We're already paying you, so you can be miserable.
Why do you want him? Kirk is a good person.
Is he?
I'm a good person. He is.
He's a good person.
He pays his taxes.
He pays his taxes.
Come on.
So the guy that has held multiple franchises hostage.
Did you not see him on the plane with the chains? Kirk
I saw it.
chains.
I saw it.
Kirk
And I saw him getting chicken fingers for his son after the one Vikings game, and everybody loves him because
can
he
you be
fed
mad
his
at
son, which pretty honestly is just kind of what you have to do as a father. Yeah, it's kind of bare. It's basics, you know, bare minimum. Feed your kid, but everybody loved him for it. No, I got Kirky football going to the Browns.
To the Browns?
Yeah, with Kevin Stefanski.
Okay.
The Falcons are gonna have to pay the freight.
You think
they're gonna have to cut him?
They're gonna have who?
They'll cut him.
They'll cut him.
It's going to be a Russell Wilson situation.
Got you.
The cap hit is horrible for this year.
Right.
But it's like the Broncos. The Broncos took their medicine last year with Russell Wilson, and now it's I think it's a smaller cap hit for the Broncos. Falcons are going to have to take their medicine this year, but they're going to have to release him, and then
why?
They don't have to.
You should keep him on the roster. You need a quarterback that has done what he's done in the league. You got a rookie, a second-year player that's going to be starting. He's going to have a learning curve. He's going to have his bumps and bruises. If he gets hit and something happens, you got a viable option at quarterback that has started plenty of games.
Get him out.
No, you got to pay him either way. Who are you going to? No.
Hey, they're trying to win.
Exactly.
This guy hasn't won anything.
What do you?
He gets into a franchise, he gets into an organization, and he starts to spread the L's.
That's when he's starting.
Get him out.
He's not starting, and you got to pay him anyway. What are you trying to get a roster spot? Who are you going to have there? The what is his name? Desmond Ridder. You going to bring him back? He just got released.
No.
Oh, exactly. You got to pay him anyways. There's not another backup in the league that will be as good as Kirk Cousins.
Cleveland.
No, come on.
Yeah. What about you, Marsh? Falcons?
Yeah, I have him going to the Falcons. And the next player I think might be going to Cleveland.
Russell Wilson.
Cleveland.
Jets.
Jets?
Yeah.
Who? The Jets?
Mm-hmm.
Did we say anything about Jameis? Isn't Jameis a free agent?
Yeah.
We don't think he's a starter anymore?
I love Jameis.
He'll be in Atlanta.
I don't know where Russell goes. I don't know if Russell's a starter anymore. You are trying to get rid of Kirk Cousins so bad, and I hope he stays I hope he is in a Falcons uniform.
Why would you say that to me?
With
I
the
didn't want him
earbuds in his ear.
I didn't want him. Why are you doing this
Warming
to me?
up on the sideline.
This is what
Russell Wilson style.
This is what I hope
Third
happens.
QB not playing but dressed anyways.
This is what I hope happens.
I didn't realize you didn't like me.
I hope the Falcons have a really good year. Kirk Cousins somehow is the starting quarterback. They go to the NFC Championship game. Actually, you know what? Screw it. They go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, come on.
They go
Now
to the
I know you're dreaming.
Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins leads them to the Super Bowl, and they win.
Marsh, you already did this whole thing. You already did this song and dance a year ago. You were like, I hope Kirk Cousins does well, and Anthony has to eat it. And what happened? I was right.
Actually, you know, I take that back. I hope they go to the NFC Championship game. And you're getting all your, Kirk Cousins, you know, we're in the NFC Championship game. Oh, yay, go us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, deep down, you're hating that your team is actually good, which is ironic.
Stop that.
No.
You know what? No. You give me some damn credit for being right on Kirky football.
He was injured. He was hurt.
Oh, now he's hurt.
Damn shoulder was hurt. He couldn't throw the ball.
You know what's hurt?
And I hope he throws an
feelings.
interception right into the hands of Andrew Van Ginkel for a pick six. Vikings go to the Super Bowl. Somehow they probably lose in the Super Bowl, but
Justin Fields, Steelers.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wrote it down. Steelers.
I thought you were going to give me damn Kirk Cousins.
I know, because you don't trust me.
I know. I know you, though. And you're a spiteful man.
Why Why would I be spiteful to you? I'm trying to be spiteful to him.
Your spite knows no, it doesn't matter.
Bounds.
No bounds. It has.
It just is a shotgun.
Aims at whoever's close.
It goes everywhere.
Spite.
Yeah.
The Skull Man says, "Don't be ripping on Kirko chains. Come on."
What? You're only saying that because he's not yours anymore. If he was still yours, you'd be like me, miserable. Actually, I'm not really miserable. We got Penix now.
There you go.
All right. Bet the Board is next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gary Davis, and if you're a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, my friends at Scrap Mart Metals can help you. They are tailor-made for your business and can help you meet your schedule and your budget. Job site cleanup for contractors is often a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup, but you don't have to be a business owner. You can have things in your home that you need to get rid of. Maybe you have a yard sale. You're not able to get rid of everything. You can give Scrap Mart Metals a call. Take it by. See if you can recycle it. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can help your business's cash flow or just help your income in the house. If you're a plumber, heating and cooling, excavator, or a contractor, Scrap Mart Metals Recycling can make your job easier. If you own heavy equipment, it breaks down over and over again. It's frustrating. You have to repair it over and over again. Eventually, the time will come when you have to get rid of it. Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll take it to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you're a do-it-yourselfer, you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. Just go to scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you business owners about setting up a business account to get you rolling. Again, that's scrapmartmetals.com.
right, time to bet the board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN right before we play the Gauntlet. And we have a returning Gauntlet contestant after our guy beat Jamie yesterday. But we got to bet the board first. Marsh, what do we got for latest standings?
So I have 2 points. Anthony, you have 2 points. Carey has 2 points. And Jamie has 1 point.
We're all tied.
Battle.
Got a little battle going on here.
Battle Royale.
Absolutely.
All right, Marsh, you up? You're up first, right?
I am, and this is not out of spite. Trust me, it's not. It's just a smart move. I went against my Kerry Davis formula yesterday. I'm going to go back to the Kerry Davis formula.
Ooh.
And I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors and Brooklyn Nets game. And I'm going to take Steph Curry, 35-plus points, rebounds, assist at -140.
Should I go next, Carey? Because you have to look for another play. Okay. Wow. Hey.
That's when you know it's a good play with the Kerry Davis model.
You could go spite, too. Kerry.
Well, so, Kerry, I'll actually be nice here.
Not good.
You can go 36-plus points, rebounds, and assist at -120.
Why would I do such a thing? I'm going to go
Just one
full
more point.
I'm going to go full spite.
Okay.
Steph Curry isn't going to be playing in the fourth quarter.
Ooh.
Give me 35.5 and go under.
Whoa.
Full spite.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
I know you do. I know you do.
I like it.
Yeah.
Means one of you are going to lose.
One of us is losing.
Yeah. It's huge.
That guy.
Especially when you're gridlocked right now like we are. All right, this
was bad. That was a bad decision.
Immediately, better's remorse. All right, this worked yesterday, last night's game when I took the over. The Utah and whoever the hell they were playing was 8-2 to the over last night. Well, Indiana and Atlanta are 8-2 to the over tonight. So give me the over. 240. Oh my God, that's a big number. 248. Give me the over 248. Defense optional tonight in the Pacers-Hawks game. Wow.
240?
248. Ooh. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Now I feel regretful.
Yeah.
Jamie texted in his pick.
Did he? Is he taking the
He's taking his Philadelphia.
76ers?
No, he's taking his Philadelphia Flyers, who are plus 120 tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. So he's still on that Flyer game.
I thought he was going to go with the 76ers, who are plus 600.
He thought about it until he saw his other Philadelphia team was playing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, no, he was considering it big time. Yep. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got the Gauntlet next.
categories, one challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, where it's 4:04. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we've got our guy Sean back for round 2 of the Gauntlet after Sean defeated Jamie Rivers yesterday in, what was it, baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. That's correct. Sean, what's up, man?
How you guys doing?
Doing very good. You've got the rest of the options still available to you. So you've got Marsh, CD, or me. Who would you like to go with next?
Let's go with CD today.
Carey Davis. He's going to head to the Cone of Silence right now.
Good luck, Sean.
Thank you. You too.
All right, as Carey makes his way into the Cone of Silence, Sean, you're going to tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
All right. What are we hoping for, Sean?
Let's do some random today.
Do some random today. Now, were you asking because you wanted random or because you thought you could confuse the wheel?
A little bit of both, probably. I don't want to carry in football.
Okay. Marsh, what do we got?
About that.
Oh, no, football?
The wheel's a real tease. You know, random was right next to football on the wheel, and it was slowing down. I went right past random and into football.
All right. Well, Sean, hey, you did good yesterday. You already got a dub this week. So, nothing but confidence out of you today. All right?
Of course, yeah.
All right. All right, Marsh, give me that. Thank you. All right, here we go. 4 questions, Sean. All football. All worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Question 1. Who is the Rams' leading rusher in their last season in St. Louis?
Todd Gurley, final answer.
All right. Yeah, right.
My bad.
No, you're good.
I love the confidence.
You're good. I told you to play with confidence, and you came right out of the gates with confidence.
All right, let's move on to question number 2. What year did the Rams last win the NFC West in St. Louis?
Well, you have to go back a bit. We were 8-8 or 7-9 for a while. Let's narrow it down. Let's get the options.
Options are 2001, 2002, or 2003.
Wow. Let's go 2003. Final answer.
All right, Sean, question number 3. Following that 2003 season, the Rams lost to which team in the playoffs?
Oh, is this the 2003-2004 playoffs or the following season?
This would be... Let me verify here. Hold on. I think it'd be the 2003 season.
Okay.
Hold on.
So
that is correct. It's the 2003 regular season, 2004 playoffs.
There you go.
Okay. So that wouldn't have been the Bucks. That was the year.
It would be the
right. Let's get the options.
Panthers, Vikings, 49ers.
Oh wait! You said this is NFC Championship, right?
No. Following that 2003 season, the Rams lost to which team in the playoffs?
Okay, just in the playoffs. And then you said,
you know what?
49ers.
I understand what it's asking.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure I got the right playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's do Panthers. Final answer.
Okay.
Damn question.
I know.
Question number 4. How many times did the Rams make the playoffs with Kurt Warner as their starting quarterback?
99, 2000. Let's do 5. Final answer.
Okay. Let's bring back our guy, Carey Davis, from the Cone of Silence.
That question's definitely going to trip up Carey.
Yeah, there's no question. No question. All right, Carey's making his way back from the Cone of Silence right now. He's about to sit down, put his earbuds in, and we'll get his version of the Gauntlet. Carey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing fantastic. How was the Cone of Silence?
Silent. Just in there chilling.
Carey, your category today is football.
Hey, all right.
Oh, pack a lunch.
Oh, goodness.
Question 1.
He meant that, too.
Question 1. Who is the Rams' leading rusher in their last season in St. Louis?
That feels like a trick question. Oh. Todd Gurley, final answer. Ooh, too late now.
Question number 2. What year did the Rams last win the NFC West in St. Louis?
Wasn't when we were covering them.
Whoa.
That's for damn sure. So Bradford came in 2010. He was top pick, wasn't he, first overall? So that means they didn't win it in 09. 06, they weren't really good. Oh, no. All right. So I'm going to exclude anything past 2010. Because, no. Might be missing a year there, though. Well, 09. Anything's past 09. 08. 07. I feel like it's like 05 or 06. It might be 04 or 03. They were still pretty deep. Oh, no, Mark Bulger. Okay. My answer is probably going to be 04, 05, 06, or 05, 06, 07, or something. 04, 05, 06. 2005 feels right. So does 2004. You know what? Because that's when they lost. Let's go 2004. Final answer.
Okay, question number 3.
Sorry it took so long.
Following that 2003 season, the Rams lost to which team in the playoffs? Following that 2003 season, the Rams lost to which team in the playoffs?
So they made it. They lost to the Saints, I believe. Was that the Kyle Turley? No, that wasn't that team. Oh, that was that team. But was it the Saints when they put Marshall back on the kickoff return? Let's go Saints. Final answer.
Question number 4. How many times did the Rams make the playoffs with Kurt Warner as their starting quarterback?
99, 2000, 2001. He was gone by 04. 02. When did Mark Bulger take over? 99, 2001. It's 3 or 4. Don't think it's 5. Let's go 4. Final answer.
All right, let's go over these.
That sucks.
Carey versus Sean in today's Gauntlet. Who was the Rams' leading rusher in their last season in St. Louis? Carey said Todd Gurley. Sean said Todd Gurley. Correct answer is?
It is Todd Gurley.
Neither of you needed the options. Nice job, gentlemen. We've got a 2-2 tie. What year did the Rams last win the NFC West in St. Louis? CD, without the options, you said 2004. Sean, with the options, you said 2003. Correct answer is?
It is 2003.
Sean with a 1-point lead over CD. Following that 2003 season, the Rams lost to which team in the playoffs? Without the options, Carey said the New Orleans Saints. With the options, Sean said the Carolina Panthers. Correct answer is...
It is the Carolina Panthers.
Remember when Steve
I was
Smith...
at that game.
Steve Smith caught the ball and...
I was at that game.
Sean with a 2-point... What's that, Sean?
Overtime.
Was that the Steve Smith overtime one?
I was at that game.
Sean with a 2-point lead as Carey Davis couldn't remember a game he was at.
Oh, man.
So it comes down to this. How many times did the Rams make the playoffs with Kurt Warner as their starting quarterback? Sean said 5 without the options. Carey said 4 without the options. The options were 2, 3, and 4.
Oh.
So we know Sean did not have the right answer. So he has 4 points. We know that CD at least selected selected a number that was an option. If it's 4, we have a walk-off. If it's 2 or 3, Sean wins today, and he'll advance to tomorrow's Gauntlet, where he'll take on either Marsh or me, and Carey will find himself in the penalty box. Sean.
You have chosen wisely.
Correct answer is?
It is 3.
3 is the correct answer.
Really?
3.
Yeah.
Sean, you win 4-2 today over Carey Davis, and you're going to be back tomorrow, man.
Good job, Sean.
Woo. I'm surprised it's only 3. I mean,
99,
Carey, you
2000,
settled.
2001.
man, but it always seems like it was a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
He was out of here by 04.
Yep, he was a giant in 04.
But it was 99, 2000, 2001. But I didn't know if it was one more. I felt like it was one more. I felt like the 03, I wasn't sure if he was still here. I knew he was gone by 04, but I wasn't sure if it sounded like, there's 3 or 4. I'm not mad at that one.
Hey, it happens.
Good job,
Sean. Congratulations. You'll be back tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Nice job. Sean, we'll talk to you tomorrow. See you, buddy.
See you guys tomorrow.
CD, I'm not mad at that one as he slams his hand down on the desk.
He's mad at the Saints one.
I'm mad at the
The
Saints
one, gotcha.
Like I knew I was off on 1 year on the 2 that I missed. Or 1, I got the Saints one wrong. I got 03.
03 was Bulger when they lost to the
What
Panthers.
was the second question that I...
What year did the Rams last win the NFC West?
I said 04. That's why I was like, it's going to be 03, 04, 05.
04 is when they went on the road and they beat the Seahawks. And then they traveled to Atlanta and finished 3rd that night against Carey Davis's Falcons.
I didn't even think about that either. Didn't even think about that.
It was the year before that they lost to Steve Smith and the Panthers. Yeah. All right. We're going to get to your mic drops next on the biggest topic of the day, which is that Colton Parayko will have his knee scoped and he'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks. So for all intents and purposes, Colton Parayko will miss the regular season. Your mic drops on the situation next on 101 ESPN.
Marsh, guys, can we get a conspiracy theory going here? Is this our Mark Stone LTIR before the playoffs? 6 weeks, he could reasonably come back by the playoffs. Maybe we use that $6 million to get Luke Shin, like you mentioned, and another top 6 forward, and we really make a run of this. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I think it's a really long shot, but it's got the makings to be the Mark Stone LTIR move. Your thoughts? Go Blues.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane. I'm Kerry Davis, joined by Andrew Marsh and Anthony Stalter. And that was Dominic talking about the Colton Parayko injury. If you don't know, if you're just getting in your car, Colton Parayko had his knee scoped today and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks to see if he's able to get back out there on the ice, in the hockey rink.
Let's do that hockey.
Let's do that hockey.
Kerry joining us from the penalty box, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't hear myself, and
it's the worst.
Despise it.
It is. It's the worst.
Bad. And
it is
I
a
lost
punishment.
in football as well, so it's kind of. I feel like I should sit here for a couple of segments, not even be allowed to leave the room. And sometimes I like to get out and stretch my legs after segments. I should just sit here for a while and think about what the hell I did wrong.
Yeah, you got a 2 and a 10, Anthony. That's what Carey had, a 2 and a 10.
2 and a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I know what a 10
That means somebody
is.
else has to go sit in the box with him.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
2 and a 10.
Yeah.
I thought for some reason my mind
he
went.
sits for 10 and then you sit for 2.
I went to 10 and 2.
Jeez.
Like I was driving the car. I just didn't drive that one well at all.
No. When you said that, my mind went poker.
No.
Why would you stay in with a 2 and a 10? Is that a good hand?
It's
2 and a 10 offsuit?
It's better than 7 deuce offsuit.
Have you stuck around with that?
Probably, knowing me.
Okay.
Cat Gamer said Anthony totally missed it. Was it the mic drop? I missed the Dominic mic drop.
Yeah.
Did he bring the heat?
Yeah, he's talking about LTIR and how we should become the next
Las Vegas
Golden
Knights.
Yeah, and how we could maybe start a conspiracy theory. And I'm all about conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
I like a good one.
those.
I do. I like to dive into them. I don't necessarily believe all of them, but I like hearing about them.
Before we get to Sharon, why don't you go ahead and give us your conspiracy theory that the Blues are about to acquire one of their own, St. Louis, one of their St. Louis's own.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I did see a little tweet or a little X post sent out by our Blues insider from The Athletic and Jeremy Rutherford. And, we love having JR on the show. But it was definitely a little thing that he reposted. And we've had some people put in the Air Comfort Service text line that maybe they'd be interested in said player. But Chris Johnston put out there, that, again, Jeremy Rutherford reposted this, that the San Jose Sharks, Anthony's San Jose Sharks.
Nope, not mine.
Well, he didn't actually write that, but I added that part, that the Sharks are holding Luke Cunnin out of tonight's game in Denver for roster management purposes. So for those that have been texting in saying, I'd love to have Luke Cunnin on this team, there's a little bit something for you.
And he would be a what, Marsh?
A great forward, great piece for you. Likes to bang bodies on the sheet, baby.
Well, on the third line.
Oh yeah,
right. Which would be something I think before the Colton Parayko injury, the Blues might be interested in. So there's another little. Maybe it's not even a conspiracy theory. It's more connecting the dots.
It's like a nugget.
Yeah.
What are you giving up?
Spicy nugget.
Yeah.
What are you giving up?
Nothing.
Oh, just free?
Prospects.
Okay.
Draft picks and prospects. Let's hear from Sharon.
Hey guys, Sharon Clayton here. I was in my car when I heard CD talking about how Parayko is built different than him, and how CD is a little bit like Wolverine. And I was like, what is he talking about? And I almost ran off the road. So I was stuck in traffic, so I was able to flip open Twitter, and so aggravated. And as far as BK goes, I just think that he needs to find somewhere else to live, and I'm more than willing to help him pack so he can move and take his saboteur qualities to another city.
Sure.
Because it's totally all his fault for putting on the damn conductor's hat, and BKO is infallible. So that's all I got to say. But, you know, as far as the team goes, it's next man up, right? So that's all we can hope for. Very, very frustrating news for sure. Thanks.
Well, I said Parayko had those qualities of Wolverine like I do. But everything else, I think, Sharon brought the heat.
Oh, man.
She meant that.
Wow.
She said she'd help him.
She'd help him pack.
Like, she's such a kind person. That was the
very
nicest
I have
way.
met Sharon.
That is the nicest way to tell someone to get the hell out. I'll help you pack.
Wow.
You don't even have to do it yourself. Wow.
Let me help you.
Let me help you leave this town.
So you can
saboteur.
stop with your saboteurs.
But anyways, hey, next man up, right?
At the end of the day, next man up.
Cat Dad Gamer in the snake pit. Sharon with the heat. Tanisha. Damn, Sharon. LOL. Bazooka Tooth 75. BK is the most hated man in St. Louis today.
He didn't think that this was going to go that way when he put that hat on. And it's not.
Bacon wrapped wiener. BK can take his talents to hell.
Oh, God.
Gator. Damn, she ain't fast landing around.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. Like, we've had several BKOs. That's why this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say this might be
the worst.
The ultimate one?
Yeah. Because normally when he BKOs something, it's usually not a local team.
No, I mean sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is, but
if the Cardinals win, the next 3 games, they're in the playoffs.
Is the cooler? Is that he's like you send him over at the craps table to cool the guy off?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you down $20,000. Like, oh, that happened fast. I was just up.
You got a hot shoe going on at blackjack. He sits down. All of a sudden,
that's the worst.
All of a sudden, we're busting out everybody.
I tell that guy, hey, we were good till you got here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the nicest guys you could ever meet.
One of the nicest human beings. Man. Brandon Kiley. Tanisha says, is BK going to show up for work tomorrow?
Yeah,
he has to.
He's not a quitter.
Okay, why don't we get to our next mic drop? It's Colton. Maybe it's Colton Parayko. Yeah.
So about a month ago, I sent in a text about what the Blues needed to do to make a playoff push. It was a topic you guys were talking about, and I sent in my thoughts. Marsh didn't read my text, and I'm not in the snake pit, so Anthony didn't read it either. But I said they needed to establish a great fourth line, and I thought during this win streak that the fourth line was probably the most consistent. I do believe that Robert Thomas being a better player since the break, like Kerbs mentioned, is probably the number one reason why. But I think they've established this fourth line, and they're playing really consistent, really good defensively, and playing very physical. And I believe that it's been one of the major factors as to why the Blues are where they are right now.
No, good call, Colton.
And that's why this team's going to keep going.
That's right.
Yeah.
Colton with a couple of really good points, not only about the Blues, but if you've ever received something from me on the text line, it's not me. I don't think I've ever opened up the text line.
Hey, by the way, we want to, not put the full blame on BK. I know a lot of people do, but we did get someone texting in from the 217. Rafe said on the Riz show this morning that Parayko would pass 35 points unless something happened. Share the blame.
Okay, well, Rafe certainly maybe possesses more powers than we originally thought. Mm-hmm. Sharon did show up in the snake pit just to double down and triple down. She says, hey, guys, I meant every word I said. And she said, I'll even bring the packing boxes for BK.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that does help with the moving costs. Those boxes can get expensive, especially when we got a lot of things.
All right, if you want to continue to share your mic drops and your thoughts on Colton Parayko, you can. Why don't we end this segment, though, with Ben?
Hey, guys. Hope you're having a great afternoon. I know I am. My take on the Blues situation as it relates to Parayko is that if I'm Army, I'm going to stand pat. I'm still not going to get rid of anybody on the roster, no matter what happens. It's really not worth it at this point. This team has shown that they can win. They'll be winning even more next year. If for some reason they get into the playoffs, awesome. Parayko will be back. If not, no big deal. I mean, we didn't expect them 1 month ago to even get close to a playoff position, and now they're right there. So I don't see there being any reason to rock the boat, to change up the roster. It just wouldn't make any sense to me. Hope you guys have a great day. See you later.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. I think that was a very practical
very kind,
take.
Very even keel. That's what I was trying to get you all to do around 2 o'clock. And
Well, the news just dropped.
Oh, yeah. Anthony.
It was like, we lost a loved one, and you're like, hey, they had a good life. Like, they just died. And you're with the good life stuff. Hey, had a good run. No, let me grieve.
Okay, you're right. I apologize. I was wrong. Mark that down. Don't say it very often.
Oh, 431.
Yeah.
CD actually.
A lot of people in my life will tell you.
Actually says he was wrong. Full apology.
I apologize. Something about being in this corner.
Doesn't
get the hell out of
say
here.
that you feel that way.
Yep.
So I know it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
This news is like crapping your pants and then having someone say it doesn't smell yet,
When everybody knows it smells.
It's going to smell.
Yeah, that's bad.
But you just get a new pair of britches and you're okay. You get your new pair of shorts,
But
new
that
pair
takes
of pants.
time. You got to go to the store and you got to carry that poopy pants.
You got to clean yourself off,
You can
too.
just go home. Why do you got to go to the store with poopy pants? Who said you got to go? You can go home. You can go right home.
What if you can't, though?
You can.
Sure, maybe
Why
you're
wouldn't
somewhere
you?
else.
Where the hell else you going if you poop your pants?
I'm just saying,
What the hell is wrong with your priorities?
I'm just saying, maybe you're in Anaheim.
You go back to the hotel. Go find a restroom. Find a Walmart or wherever you need to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Get you
All
a
right.
pair of shorts.
No, you know what? Carey's right. He's right about this. Okay, don't forget we have got Jim Montgomery coming up in a half an hour. We had coach of the Blues coming up at 5 o'clock. None of us will actually ask him about Colton Parayko. I think it's inappropriate. It's not our job, quite frankly, to ask the coach about an injury. No, we're going to ask him. Yeah, we're definitely going to ask him. All right, Sports Six Pack is next. If you got a Sports Six Pack question for us, 314-399-9646. Marsh yesterday wanted to get this down to one segment. Carey and I told him to go to hell.
Yeah, tell him to go fast lane himself. Well, how would he do that?
Part one of the Sports Six Pack is next on 101 ESPN. Well, you might be depressed about the Colton Parayko news, but that's no reason to not drive out to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. Get yourself a brand new vehicle because during the Nissan Now sales event, man, they've got fantastic prices. Over 800 new and used vehicles, all in one location, heavily discounted prices on every vehicle in stock at Auto Centers Nissan. So we're talking about exclusive offers like $359 down and $359 per month on select new Kicks, or $449 down and $449 per month on select new Frontiers. And these aren't leases. You can actually purchase the vehicle zero down, no payments for 3 months on select used vehicles, or no payments for 6 months. That's right, no payments for 6 months on select new Nissans right now at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. 2025 Nissan models also come with a free lifetime warranty and 3 free oil changes. Plus, get the peace of mind with their 30-day return promise. If you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, bring it back to Auto Centers Nissan. They'll refund your money, set you up with something else that you do love. Check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Big news of the day, Colton Parayko will undergo a scope on his left knee after injuring it.
Is he okay?
He is not okay, Anthony. He will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. The Blues did pick up a huge victory last night in L.A. in the shootout, 3-2 the final to take on the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow. And you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. We'll get more information about Colton Parayko and what the Blues will do heading into the trade deadline. And after the trade deadline, we'll talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we have our Sports Six Pack. So get your questions in to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Six Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is now.
All right, time for part one of the Sports Six Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey, congratulations. You have served your penalty. Welcome back. We appreciate you. You can now hear yourself, which is huge.
It is.
Yeah. All right, question one, please.
Question number one.
All right, the first one comes from Grant Francis Fan Club. There was a 14U AAA hockey game in Michigan that went viral this week that ended 43-0. Ooh. Hockey game. This was involving a team with national championship aspirations that had to play the weaker opponent in order to advance. And there was no mercy rule or running clock. Would you guys mind discussing running up the score and when/how to appropriately ease off the gas?
So I will say that there are certain times, where it is not impossible, but it's hard. If the team that you're playing against is not of a competitive level, it's not really your fault as a coach. I've been in situations where you put your backups in and the team still can't stop the guys that haven't played at all.
Right.
And it's not fair for me. Now, in football, I can stop throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But if I got my freshman running back in and this is his first time playing varsity football and you can't stop him, am I supposed to tell this young man, hey, just take a knee?
No.
That's unfair to the development of my team as well. It's not that you're trying to necessarily, and I don't know the situation in you give up 43 goals, brother. You should probably.
Did you play with a goalie? I would start there.
I would start with putting two people in the net. The hell with it. The one guy absolutely can't do anything.
No.
So let's just sit two people back here. We'll allocate more people to this area of the ice, and we'll play 4-on-5 on the other end if we even get to the other end, because it doesn't sound like
you were spending a lot of time in your own
getting to the other end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you just have to. Sometimes it is a disadvantage for teams that aren't good. I mean, I played a team in high school that literally, and I'm not exaggerating, they had 13 kids on the team. This is a varsity team. 13 kids on the team. They were practicing before the game.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were not pregame warm up where you're running through the play. Now they were actually coaching. They had 13 kids at the game. It's
this
11.
Was a high school team.
High school, man. Yeah. So. And now we did have a running clock. Oh, well, we beat the hell out of them. We did have a running clock. After halftime, there's a running clock. But I think it was 40-0 in the first half. Yeah.
The thing that you'd mentioned there at the end, you got to have a running clock. If it's football, basketball, whatever, basically anything with any.
And that's an agreement the coaches can make.
Yeah.
The referee can come over and say, hey, it's 25-0. Mm-hmm. It's the start of the second period. We're halfway through the second period.
Yeah.
Do you mind, do you want to continue? Because it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right, for the kids that are out there getting beat that way. That's something that they'll never forget. And it's hard to go through that. So as a coach, and both coaches should hey, you think we can speed this game up a little bit? Maybe, I don't know how many minutes they play per period. Maybe you knock it down to, if they play in 15 minutes, maybe we play 7-minute periods instead of the entire 15 minutes or the entire 18 minutes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or just have a running clock so we can get the hell up out of here and we don't have to embarrass
Still a
these
40.
kids.
I mean, 43. You could easily. I don't care. I realize the game is means something or whatever. But my word, at 12-0, you were fine.
Yeah.
So I think you could pull your kids aside and just say, hey, 10 passes before you can shoot, something like that. I think there are ways you can do it.
And who's to say that they weren't doing it? We get texts saying in hockey you can just not shoot. True, but it's also you got kids that might not play at all. Like they don't see any time on the ice. They don't see any opportunities to play in a game.
Right.
And it's there for. And so I'm supposed to tell a kid that never plays, hey, don't score. No.
Yeah.
Because he wants to have memories as well. He wants to have an experience as well.
Right.
I think it's unfortunate on both sides. There's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Though.
But otherwise, if you got a youth team, you can put your backups in and just ease off the gas. And the other coach respects that too. If you're on the other side, you're like, dude, come on, enough.
43-0 in a hockey game.
Yeah, that's not good. That's embarrassing.
Question number 2.
From the 309, I appreciate that everyone is upset about Colton Parayko because he is a hell of a player. But if one player is going to change whether or not we make the playoffs, we don't deserve to be a playoff team. Do you agree with that?
I think there's a lot of truth to that, yes. But when you are a bubble team and you lose a significant player, that's tough to overcome. We already knew that the Blues weren't a Stanley Cup contender. So for those that have texted us, reminding us that, hey, the Blues aren't going to win a cup anyways, this is why they should sell. Nobody would. There wasn't a lot of people that were delusional enough to think that the Blues were going to make some sort of Stanley Cup run. However, as part of this retool, I do think it was important to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's also important that the ownership group has some home playoff games.
Right.
There's a money aspect of this too, a financial aspect of this too. But when you're a bubble team like the Blues are, and you lose Colton Parayko, that's when it becomes devastating.
It's unfortunate.
Otherwise, I do agree that you don't want to lose one guy and it's like, oh, our season's over with. I agree with that concept.
You keep playing, right? I said it earlier. You deal with it. It's frustrating, but as a team, you don't stop playing. You just keep going. You tell your teammate, hey, we're gonna pick you up. We're gonna keep playing as hard as we've been playing. Man, I hate that you got to miss this time, but brother, we're not gonna let you down because you're injured.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep playing our butts off and keep showing up. And it is the next man up mentality. Like people. As a team, like this is a team of professional athletes, even a team of high school athletes, more times than not, even then, you still try to find a way and you still have that mindset. We can figure it out even without our best player or one of our best players.
Yep. Going back, Tim Taylor in the Snake Pit goes, that goalie had about 100 saves. Man. It was 141 shots to 0.
Oh, my goodness.
That's hilarious. Tough. I think he's joking, but still.
That's still tough. Yeah. I mean, it was probably a lot of shots. He probably did. Make some saves.
He had to have, I'm sure. Could have been 65.
At one point, I might have to run a guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you don't play much, but. Nah, I wouldn't do that. They're kids. Sorry. I coach kids.
No, you'd do that.
Nah, I wouldn't.
We'll continue with our Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
They want to ask you a bunch of questions. They want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack is now. We will break on time because we got our guy Jim Montgomery coming up at 5 o'clock. I don't know what we'll ask him, but we'll figure it out. Marsh, what's our next question?
Question number 3.
All right, from the 618, what do the Cardinals do with Arenado if he starts struggling at the start of the season?
Nothing you can do. He's a Cardinal. There's nothing you can do. What's the trade market? It's going to be similar to what it was in the offseason. They're not going to bench him. He's got 3 years left on his deal. They're not going to bench him. They'll continue to field trade offers and things like that, but if he struggles, there is nothing they can do.
Right. Nah, you're stuck. You're stuck.
Yep.
Your best bet is that he plays well and you can trade him at the deadline.
If he had 1 year, yeah, you're right. Or you keep him and you just ride this thing out. If he had 1 year left on his deal, like Miles Michaelis, that's a different story. Miles Michaelis got 1 year left. If he sucks in April and May, and they don't have the huevos rancheros to DFA him, what are we doing here? Because he's not a reliever. That's different. Arenado, 3 years left. At the money he's making, you're wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to DFA Miles Michaelis? Shame on you, Anthony.
Carey, what did I say? If they have the huevos rancheros.
Oh,
and
so
we know they don't have the huevos rancheros.
I got you. So they won't. Okay.
We know they don't have the quesos.
Yeah.
That means cheese in Spanish.
Good job.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He's learning.
Did you guys know that India is in Asia?
I learned that.
Heard about it
a couple weeks ago.
Well, I learned that a while ago, but I relearned it a couple weeks ago.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Marsh?
Yeah, I did know that. But it was good confirmation.
Good.
Yeah, for sure.
Proud of you.
Question number 4.
Proud of you.
This one comes from Jigsaw. Who's colder, Sharon with that mic drop, or Marsh for hating everyone and not reading every text that comes in?
I got to go Sharon on this one. Marsh is he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot behind the scenes here. He's posting podcasts. He's making sure that we're doing the commercial log right, making sure we got, next person up for live reads. Sharon's just driving around hating BK.
Yeah. Well, also, I think this goes to show, that there's a lot of engaged listeners that want to text into the show. And, I don't get to see every text that comes in because there's so many people that are trying to chime in and let us know how they feel. We love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely Sharon. From Clayton, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was Sharon from Glencoe. Now she's Sharon from Clayton. But here's the thing about Sharon. She's sweet.
She clearly is.
She's very sweet. She's kind. But when she wants somebody out of her city, she's just going to say it.
And willing to pack the boxes.
Correct. Which I think is nice. She's not like, get out, pack your own boxes. She's just saying flat out, I will help you, but you got to go.
Yeah. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Question number 5.
From the 314, does this whole Arenado experience turn the Cards gun shy to future deals that are similar?
I don't think this deal in and of itself does it. It was still a great trade. Bottom line, you got a future Hall of Famer in his prime and gave up nothing for him. It was a great deal. The back half of it, you always knew there was something that, whether it was year 6 or whatever, at some point the deal wasn't going to match the production. This is also a completely new front office. Mo made that deal. Bloom moving forward. I don't think he's going to look at it and say, hey, I'm going to pass on a great deal because of the Arenado thing. So no, I don't think the Cardinals would be gun shy over this.
I don't think it was a bad deal.
I agree.
You other than, the playoff success, which it's a team effort. You had a guy that finished top 3 in MVP voting. Like he has been a Gold Glove winner every year since he's been here. Like he's except for 23, I believe. Like he's done a great job. What are we doing?
We're going to go to Jim Montgomery next.
Let's do it.
We'll talk to the Blues head coach about the unfortunate news of Colton Parayko. Even if he gives us a stock answer, maybe we can read between the lines a little bit with Coach. So we'll ask him about Parayko, what they could do in the defensive pairing, and talk to him about the current excellent play, too. Jim Montgomery next on 101 ESPN. The Missouri Valley Conference is going on right now, and you can still take advantage of the Family Fun Pack. That's 4 single-session tickets to an upcoming game. So the Arch Madness tournament is all weekend, but you can check out the Missouri Valley Conference. $104 gets you the 4 single-session tickets. You can also get the 4 popcorns, 4 large popcorns, and 4 large sodas with that as well. Illinois State already with a victory over Missouri State today, 70-54. Southern Illinois beat Indiana State by 1. Other games going on today, you got Valpo and UIC, as well as Evansville and Murray State. But the Missouri Valley tournament's going on all weekend. This is just the first day of the session. Some of the big boys start to play tomorrow, and then, of course, you get the championship game on Sunday. But it's the perfect time to head down to the Enterprise Center and check out some fun basketball, some meaningful basketball, right? Winner go home. $104 Family Fun Pack, 4 single session tickets, 4 large sodas, 4 popcorns to the Arch Madness tournament. Check it out this weekend.
With the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
It's 5 o'clock. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line, joined by our weekly guest, the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Monty, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
all things considered, I'm sure. So, Coach, we started the show today. We were, ready to talk about yet another victory for your team, and we will get to that. But we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you your thoughts on Colton Parayko. Certainly a rough time to lose one of your top players. When it comes to just the mentality right now of the team, losing a player like Colton, yet you're winning big right now. What is the mentality?
The mentality of the team is there's a strong level of belief of what we can do as a group. And losing a tremendous player, person, leader on our team like Parayko is hard, but it's a lot easier right now than it would have been a month ago when our team is really committed to playing for each other. You can just see the way the joy they're having on the ice, the smiles, competing hard for each other. And the mentality is we got a great veteran decor, and they're going to absorb his minutes, and they're going to lead us, and we're just going to march on.
So, Coach, a month ago, and you said that it's interesting when you say, hey, a month ago, who knows what this thing looks like. Is that just a fact of you guys are playing well, everybody feels good, or is that guys just taking on more of a leadership role within your locker room?
I think it's guys taking on more ownership, not just our leaders, but everybody.
Sure.
Our third line, the 70s line, has really become a real third line. And it's to see the development in guys like young guy like Bolduc really taking off. You got, Matthew Joseph elevating his game. And then I think the Thomas line has led us as the number one line. We got a real good number two line in Shen. And then you have that veteran decor. And, Binner has just elevated his game. So, and then you combine that with the attitude and the energy at rink. It's not just what we're doing in games. It's what we're doing and how we're carrying ourselves in practice and in the dressing room.
Coach, you said it's easier to respond. Now, I was the one calming voice here. These two were losing their mind, and I explained to them that
Coach,
when
he's lying again.
I'm telling the truth. When you're winning, being able to absorb a loss like Colton Parayko is easier on the club because you guys know we're just going to step in, we're going to keep playing it, and you got guys saying we're going to make sure we hold the ship and go in the right direction until you get back 55, and that seems to be where this team is at right now. Do you feel that same way?
I do feel that same way. There's just a level of confidence that we haven't noticed here, not only during the last 2.5 months, but it's really been for 2 years.
Coach, what has been the most exciting part for you? This team is playing much harder. Even in the loss to Dallas, they played hard. You all got down and have gotten down in games, have allowed teams to tie games up, but you keep fighting. What have you enjoyed the most about your team's play over the last 7 to 8 games?
Watching them respond to adversity within games and the work, how hard it is to work the way we have since the break. It's not easy, but the rewards they get for feeling part of something that's bigger than them has been the most rewarding part to see them sacrifice for.
Coach Jim Montgomery joins us right now in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Coach, there's no replacing Colton Parayko, bottom line, period. What are you hoping to accomplish, though, with the top pairing moving forward? What would be kind of your aim or your goal with that top pairing now?
Yeah, I mean, I think, as far as Cam Fowler, we're going to move Letty up to play the right side with him. And I think you're going to see Broberg and Falk absorb more minutes, especially more in a shutdown role. And, we got great leadership. And Ryan Suter back there, and Tucker's going to go back in the lineup, who's playing really good hockey for us. And we just have a lot of experience back there. And I think what is the goal we're trying to accomplish is make the playoffs.
Coach, you talked about the third line. We've talked about the fourth line pretty much all year, but that third line was struggling at times. What do you think shifted for them and is really causing them to play as hard as they have been the last few weeks?
Well, I think it's one, they've been together now for 7 games in a row. I think that creates a little more chemistry and continuity. And then I would say that Bolduc has really become an NHL player. And there's no more. He's playing real good hockey for 3 periods. It's no more where he's counting shifts. Like, I wonder when I'm going to stop playing. He's just playing and expecting to get more shifts. And then you got a guy like Sundqvist who's so underrated, how intelligent he is. He connects him and Mojo, and that's why they're a real successful line. And then Mojo's been in the lineup consistently, and his confidence has grown.
Coach, you talk about Bolduc and him realizing and understanding. How long do you feel like that usually takes for a younger player to really grasp that? Is it the second year, the third year, somewhere in that range? And some guys figure it out much sooner, but what is it that causes them to figure that out around the second or third year?
I think it's, they understand what it takes to be a pro day in and day out. And that's what makes them more consistent. You got to be in the league and understand the league and then have successes and failures before you understand how to be consistently responsible to your team.
Coach Jim Montgomery joins us right now in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Coach, you got the deadline tomorrow. What have the conversations been like between you and Army?
Well, the conversations between Army and I are almost always what's best for the St. Louis Blues and how's the team doing. And we really don't talk about the trade deadline aspect of it. He's been through so many of them compared to me, and that's his area of what's best for the Blues. We talk about how to best manage players, how to best manage the team, mindsets and stuff like that, so that we're giving ourselves the best opportunity at success.
Coach, you're such a
Coach,
such a
I was
pro.
going to say, listen, you can tell us we're family at this point. We're family. You can let us know. The fan, we want to know. We won't tell anybody else once we leave here.
Pointer Sisters, one of my favorite groups.
We are family.
Yeah, come on, Coach. You don't have to slip me like that.
Who we getting right into the World Series?
Oh, Coach, I know today has been a little bit of a rough day, but we appreciate you joining us. And I did want to tell you, if you're looking for a defenseman, we got an old-ass defenseman that is between the benches pretty much every game. He told me he had a dream a couple of weeks ago that you gave him a call and he had to suit up. So he's ready. I don't know how many minutes you can get out of him, and he has died on the ice one time, but he's ready to go if you need him.
That's great. That's wonderful. He can just keep dreaming. It's good to
I was about to say, Coach, did CD sell him to you? He's died on the ice. He's old, and he hasn't played in a while.
Yeah,
so.
It's been a minute.
What don't you like? Anyways, Coach, we do appreciate it. Like CD said, we know, coming off the win last night, we were hoping to have nothing but positive conversations. But you're a pro, your boys are pros, and you'll keep fighting here. So we're excited about what's to come, not only tomorrow but moving forward. And you guys keep playing well, and we appreciate it. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Bye.
Coach Jim Montgomery here on 101 ESPN.
He did duck. He ducked. He
didn't duck. He just slipped.
I'm not answering that, but I've been around too long. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
I know better.
Yeah.
And we noticed it. Like, come on, Coach. Yeah. We saw that.
But the big takeaway is that Letty is the one moving up. Letty is moving up. He was, and I've been texting with JR too, and JR said that Fowler and Letty practiced today together. So that's going to be the move for right now. Now, we'll see. Marsh, I thought you brought up a good point earlier in that Monty might mix things up just like any head coach would, trying to find the right chemistry and the right combination. So it's Letty now, but we'll see moving forward. But JR also shared with me that Monty noted to him when he talked to Jim Montgomery that Fowler and Letty should be a good pair because they're both good at playing offside and can both skate. So get some veteran players there, two guys that know what they're doing, and they work well together.
Yeah, I think the defense has. I mean, man, remember the conversations we were having like 2 years ago about the defense? Like it's just a 180 now.
Yep, it is.
They've looked good, but I think the one thing that really stands out to me now about this team is their consistency throughout the forward group. Like they are all playing and they're not flip-flopping. That was the thing that we talked about at the beginning of the year. Like, oh my gosh, it seemed like every game there was like an Ollie Marmol lineup out there where it was just different every single game. And we're not seeing that right now because everyone's gelling really well and they're playing really good hockey. And hopefully this isn't one of those things where they end up slipping, right? You don't want them to slip now. I think if they can prove that they can win games without Colton Parayko and make the playoffs, then he comes back.
Huge.
That's huge. Not only huge for the season, but that's huge for the retool too, because you're getting other guys in there that maybe need to prove something.
You bring up a really good point. I get it from a practicality standpoint. If you're not going to make the playoffs, selling off assets for the future, again, from a bare bones, generic aspect, makes sense. If you're not going to make the playoffs, continue to build for the future. However, if you listen to what Jim Montgomery just told us, about a month ago, things would have been different if we lost Colton Parayko. But now, guys have bought into their roles. They understand what is being asked of them. They know what the expectations are, and they're producing. If you were to make the playoffs this year, even if you're bounced in the first round,
it's a successful season.
You have tangible evidence that you can do this moving forward. So a year from now, you're in the offseason. Guys, remember what we did toward everybody left us for dead. We were an average team, below average team, and then we did this to make the playoffs. Right. You have something to fall back on.
I wish there was a way to get into the psyche of a professional athlete. Like I told you, I knew that was the mindset in that locker room with that team. And obviously I hadn't talked to anybody, but that's just the mindset. Like we are positive. Our positive outlook all the time. Like especially when you're winning.
Yeah.
Now, when you're losing, if you're the Chicago White Sox and Garrett Crochet goes, they're like, really?
We're still good?
What else is going to happen? Right?
We still do this?
But when you are a team that is finding ways to win, a team that is not collapsing when you give up the lead, or a team that's not collapsing when a team ties the game, and you just say, you know what, cool. We're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing hard. We're going to keep doing what our coaches ask us to do, and we're going to keep showing up and playing the right way. That's what this team has been doing, and that's why I said, calm down. Like, it is frustrating. It is a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, God, it's over. It's not, because those men in that locker room don't feel like it's over. They feel like it's just a bump in the road, and he'll be back to help us sooner rather than later. All we have to do is hold the steering wheel and make sure we don't drive off the road. That's the mindset, and keep winning games and keep playing hard.
As the winter soldier, I don't like the steering wheel, though. That's why I got rid of it.
Rip it out. Yeah. I think what you just said plays into what you have said constantly over the years is, you feel like you're the best player out on the field, out on the ice. Time. So, right. It is a bump in the road, because if I go out and do my job, we're going to be fine.
Correct.
Right.
And that means somebody else gets an opportunity that hasn't had that opportunity.
Right.
It's just you want to play as a player. Hey, I'm a healthy scratch. Well, now you're not. Now your ass get to play. And let's see. Let's see if you earn the right to be out there continuously. Yeah. Let's see if you can keep showing up and be the best to help this team win games. And that's the part where teammates start looking at you like, hey, okay, it's your turn. You've been bitching and moaning about not playing. Let's go. And you're like, yeah, I have been.
Right.
Let me shut up. Let me get to work. And that's why I love sports. Like, it's that. You see the smile I just got? That's why I love it. Because at some point, the ball is going to come to you. The puck is going to be right there. It's going to be your shot. You shut up and do your job, or you don't, and you get out the way and let somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's what this opportunity is for guys that haven't had it. Totally. They get to go play.
That's like that ball is just bounding towards you, and your coaches are like,
but your coach said, don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. But you know in your head. You know in your head.
You had the right mindset. I'll give you that.
This is that ball wants me.
It did.
And I want that ball.
From you. It came
and I'm going to scoop it up like I'm a shortstop.
Because you were.
Because I was.
Yep.
I'm going to scoop this thing up.
Fielding it wasn't
and then
the problem.
on Northern Illinois' field, I'm going to take it to the house.
I'm going to make them remember me.
They're going to remember the night that they faced the Stalter. And then somebody puts their helmet on the ball and you fumble, and you're laying there and you hear the announcer say your name.
Yeah. What did he say?
Stalter on the fumble.
Oh, man.
34, Stalter on the fumble. All right. Around the Diamond is next. We're going back to the position player group here on 101 ESPN.
Let's go around the diamond with your St. Louis Cardinals.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're continuing our Around the Diamond feature, taking a Cardinal each day leading up to opening day. Carey, your thoughts? Carey was chewing.
What a day.
He's still waiting.
Brendan Donovan is our Cardinal for the day here. Brendan Donovan. When it comes to impact on this team, Marsh, Brendan Donovan.
Leader. He's a leader. I know he's a young guy,
He's not really that young.
But, yeah, I mean, he's young. Like, he's not like Arenado age.
Yeah, he made his debut in 2012, so he's not.
Same thing?
He's a veteran. 2012, 2022.
I was going to say, damn.
2022.
Was it 20? But he's like 28 years old, so he's not really. And he's been a starter.
Me old? I'm 28.
Well, in sports, like athletic years,
You're almost 29.
You're almost 30.
I am almost 29.
Oh,
got a couple more.
How are you going to be when you turn 30? Is that going to be?
No, I embrace that.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good for you, man.
30 years old, the big 3-0.
You're going to be great.
Appreciate it.
A year from now.
A year from now will be great.
Brendan Donovan.
Great now?
I guess not. There's a crap sandwich.
No,
mega crap. Double crap.
Jeez.
It's not what I meant.
It's going to be great a year from now. Not now.
Crap. When he turns 30.
Double crap.
He's about to be 29. Is he not great now?
No, listen.
No, I get it.
What the hell just
I'll see you guys later.
No, listen.
Marshy, I'm sorry, brother.
Okay? I wanted to mention that he's not yet 30, which is why I said a year from now,
You said he's
going to be great
now.
when he's 30. He's great now, too.
You said how it sounded was that you're going to be great when you're 30.
I know how it
not
sounded.
Right now.
What I meant was he's not yet turning 30.
Can you not be great if you're not 30 yet?
When he turns 30, he's going to be great at it.
Anthony.
He's great now.
That's not what you said, man.
I know what I said. Okay? I know it. You're great, man. You're great, Marsh.
All I want is an apology.
I'm sorry that it came out the way it did.
No, I want a real apology.
I'm sorry that I'm not good with my words.
I want a real apology.
And my geography.
No.
And my math.
Give me a fast lane apology.
You want a fast lane apology?
Yes.
That make you feel better?
Yes.
Marsh, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
All right, I feel better.
All right, good. Anyways, Brendan Donovan, here we go. Utility player for the Cardinals, but utility player regular. So, the impact from Donnie.
Can we scratch the utility player? Can he just be
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. He's a regular. He's a ball player.
No, I don't want him to be a utility. I don't want him to have 5 gloves.
Where do you want him?
I want him at second base every day.
Okay. There you go.
Every damn day.
Why don't you just trade Nolan Gorman so you never have to see the guy? Because you don't like him.
Remember just the last segment when I said when guys don't play, they get their opportunity and they don't play well? You don't keep getting those damn opportunities.
If it was up to you, Nolan Gorman would never see the field.
No, he would.
He would never see the batter's box. He would just be eliminated.
I'd have him at third base.
You did the whole Thanos snap thing earlier. That'd be you with Nolan Gorman.
I'd have him at third base. That's the wrong Nolan you're talking about.
Arenado's still here.
Exactly. You said the Thanos snap for Nolan, but you said the wrong one.
Yeah, only half of the people go away.
Yeah. I like Nolan Arenado. I don't want him to leave. But if you're trying to build a future for your franchise, want him to stay here unless he can.
Okay, second base. Full time.
Every day.
Where do you got him in the old lineup?
7.
7th?
Yeah.
I think he's either 2 or 5.
I did my lineup. We did this yesterday.
I know. You didn't have Donnie that low, did you?
I did. You didn't like it.
I did. No, I don't like it now.
I had him at, I think it was 7th or 8th.
Oh, man. Why is he that far down?
So I had Winn. Then I had Newt or Burley in the 2-hole. Wilson.
So Burley
Arenado.
when Newt gets hurt is what you're saying?
Well, let's go Newt right now. Newt, Winn, Newt, Contreras, Arenado, Herrera, and then Burley.
Okay.
And then I had either Walker or Donovan there. And then they flip-flop. And then Scott batting 9th.
I think you got Donovan too low. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I want to lengthen my lineup out, Anthony. I don't want all my big boppers at the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you also need guys that
You don't think Newt,
going to get on base?
Newt's going to get on base? You read that damn report about Lars Newbar. Where the hell have you been? You seen?
That
you
he's
seen
the
who they
second
compared
coming
him to?
of Shohei and
All he
Juan
does is
Soto.
hit the
If
ball.
those two were combined in a lab.
There you go. All he does is hit the ball.
Okay.
So Burley is a St. Louis superstar. He cannot bat lower than Donnie.
Hell yeah. All right.
So,
all right. I think Donovan's impact is more than what CD has.
Why is that a bad? What?
I'm okay with him playing second base full time.
Thank you.
Donovan's a guy where you're like, man, this team really isn't good, but my goodness this guy shows up to
He's
the
just a ball
ballpark.
player. I love the fact I would have him second or fifth. And I don't mind him second. I've seen some projections of Winn, Donovan. Winn getting on base. Donovan can get on base as well. He's a gnat. He will drive up the pitch count. He's comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. I'm good with that in the 2 spot.
Here's a question. Is Brendan Donovan a St. Louis Star?
Oh, wow.
That's a very good question,
I could
Marsh.
see him being more of a St. Louis Star than
Alec Burleson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something here.
Oh wow!
I
Be
think
careful.
you're right. No, I think you're right. I love Brendan Donovan.
He's got a new
great
St.
player.
Louis Star.
Oh, I know.
That
It's
just
possible
happened.
to have more than one.
That just
and I said,
but you love
I said last summer that Alec Burleson has the chance to be the next St. Louis Star. I never said he was one at that time. I said he, in the future, will be a St. Louis Star. Brendan Donovan, I think, right now is one.
I can see that. He is very well liked in that clubhouse.
He plays hard. He shows up every day, doesn't complain, just shows up and does his job.
He's a grinder.
You want those guys on your team.
Yeah.
I don't want him batting second, but I
Why?
want him on my team. Because I want more talent at the top of the lineup.
Whoa! Brendan Donovan has got loads of talent. He can get on base consistently. He's got a little bit of pop.
Is he more talented than Lars Newbar?
Yeah, because Newt doesn't play.
You just answered that.
Newt doesn't play.
That was a spiteful ass answer. I watched you have a spiteful ass answer. I watched it.
You watched my face
Oh my
change.
God, that was a spiteful ass answer just to be right. You don't even believe that.
Anthony, you're a cocky fatty that does not back up anything with statistics.
Oh my God.
All the stats right here. You people won't listen.
That was a spiteful answer. Nothing other than spite is why you answered it that way.
Very true. All right. Brendan Donovan, like I said, going to have a much bigger impact for the Cardinals than what CD thinks.
No.
And I think this guy is somebody that is a culture, somebody you hang on to for a long time.
I agree.
Yeah. Biggest concern about Donovan, real quick? Anything? I really don't have any concerns about him. I don't.
I'm okay with it.
Just stay
I
healthy.
like everything he does.
Like the injury concern, like in August of last year, he had the season-ending injury to repair that flexor tendon in his throwing arm. But, he returned in 2024. So I don't think there's any, there really isn't much to be concerned about with Donnie Baseball. Okay, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's play hot take or hot garbage. 314-399-9646 is our Air Comfort Service text line. Send in your hot takes or hot garbage statements next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and I want to tell you about my good friend Jeff over at All Things Appearance. If you have any auto needs, I mean anything that you need done, Jeff can help you out and get you taken care of. They can cover all things auto-related, from small scratches to major body work. It could be standard maintenance, detailing, ceramic coating, paint, dent repair, collision repair. Jeff will work with your insurance and your warranty company to make sure that you're getting the best price possible. All you have to do is reach out to him at 636-248-5051 or online at allthingsappearance.com. And that phone number that I just gave you, I'm going to give it to you again, 636-248-5051. That is Jeff's personal cell phone number. He will answer the phone anytime you call. He will respond. If he's unable to answer, maybe he's fixing the car, he will give you a call back. He will text you back. They're one of the few shops that offer pickup and delivery and can also offer towing when necessary. That number is his number. That's his personal cell phone number. He told me you can call him at night. You can call him on the weekends. You can call him when you get off work at 6 p.m. tonight, and he will get back to you promptly and make sure that you're getting your car needs taken care of. No one offers more services or does more for their customers than the team at All Things Appearance. Call or text Jeff at any time, 636-248-5051. He's always available, and he will always respond.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. If you don't know, now you know that Colton Parayko will undergo a scope on his left knee and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. We talked about the Blues defenseman being injured in last night's 3-2 shootout win over the LA Kings. We talked about it all day, including with Chris Kerber and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery. If you missed anything from today's show, including those interviews, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Blues will take on the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow. Pregame starts at 8. Puck drop is at 9. Coming up next, we have hot take or hot garbage. So if you have a hot take you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Hot take or hot garbage is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hot take.
Time for Hot Take or Hot Garbage here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. This is where you submit a statement that you want us to discuss whether or not you think it's a hot take or hot garbage. Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh.
All right, the first one comes from Justin. Hot take or hot garbage? Jordan Bennington should retire a Blue.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Let's go. Did you see him last night?
Yeah, he's
all you Blues fans wanted him out?
He's a maniac.
Not all Blues fans, just all you Blues fans who wanted him out.
He's a maniac.
He's a gamer. He's a psychopath.
And I mean that in the best way possible.
James.
He gave up that goal and was like, you gotta be.
You gotta be. You know what? I'll just make a couple of breakaway saves in OT. No problem.
Yeah.
I got this.
He was so mad. He had to, like, it's equivalent to just walking there. He had to skate away from it.
Yeah.
You get in your hole. No, not in that. He was kind of like that. Like, just lost it.
Totally.
Yeah.
He was born winner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From the 314, hot take or hot garbage, local sports radio is by far superior to national sports radio.
Oh, absolutely. Hot take. No doubt.
314.
No doubt about it. Yeah, you hear anybody else talking about your beloved Cardinals? Huh? No, just more NBA talk.
Why aren't they talking about the Cardinals?
They can go fast lane themselves.
Nationally.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't care. But we do. So, yes, hot take. Good stuff there.
From the 618, hot take or hot garbage. I know it has been a while since this has happened, but Brendan Donovan should officially be named the Cardinals captain.
Hot take. Hot take, Carey. What is your deal with Donovan?
Can I have a second to I'm about to be spiteful just because you were just so
I'm
damn.
sorry.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Go ahead.
All right, let me think this through. Let
I
me
hate when the
process
parents
this.
fight.
Okay. I was gonna go for Wilson Contreras as well. I could see him being a captain, but I will give it to Donnie. There you go. I won't be spiteful, even though I should be, Anthony.
No, you shouldn't.
I should be.
Contreras, at one
You
point,
were spiteful for no damn reason.
was a Cub. He can't be the Cardinals
the past
captain.
Is the past.
No, the past means something. Donnie has always been a Cardinal. So I wouldn't get. Sonny Gray was a Yankee at one point. A Red. Sonny Gray was a Red.
Well, I wouldn't.
He can't be.
I wouldn't.
Arenado, Rocky.
Sonny Gray, no.
But Brendan Donovan, true Cardinal. Now, is it the other guy's fault that the Cardinals didn't draft them? No. But still, if we're talking about being a captain, I guess Braden Chen.
I was gonna say you gotta be born and raised in the organization.
In baseball, you do.
Was Adam Wainwright a captain?
Hockey doesn't matter. What?
Adam Wainwright. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Different game, but I felt it was needed.
You buzzed. You got the X.
What?
Don't you stare at Marshy like that.
Don't be giving me that crap.
Brendan Donovan is now your new Alec Burleson, and I've been defending him. He has not.
Yeah, but you said you needed to be drafted by
in baseball.
Well, I didn't. I wasn't listening to that part.
Well, I added it late because I knew my point was going up in flames. All right, my point was going up in flames, so I had a pivot, and I added in baseball to it. It's a caveat.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
From the 314, hot take or hot garbage. Cooper Flagg will lead Duke to a national championship and go down as one of the best individual seasons by a freshman of all time.
One of the best.
Florida is going to win the national championship, but they're going to beat Duke and Cooper Flagg.
One of the best. I'm glad you didn't say the best because there's a guy named Carmelo Anthony who won it as a freshman.
Syracuse.
But, hot take. I'll take it.
Average size. Sean Bags, guess. Hot take or hot garbage? Rivers isn't coming back to STL after being in SoCal. Hot take.
Hot take. Why would you come back?
He's probably stuck on one of the rides.
Yeah.
Disneyland.
He might be.
Could be. Which one do you think it would be?
I think it would be the Tilt-A-World.
Okay.
Which doesn't go upside down.
I don't. Is that the one that spins?
Yeah, no, the tilt-a-whirl is the teacups. Yeah, that's what I meant. The teacups.
I was gonna say
that's
teacups.
awful, by the way.
It is.
As a kid,
terrible.
you're like, cool. I went on that thing with Madeline, who was like really turning the thing. I'm like, as soon as I got off that ride, I looked at Chris and I go, I will never do that again.
We used to get on the merry-go-rounds.
Yeah.
And somebody would just run as fast as they can and then we jump off.
Yeah.
The 80s was a great time.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking maybe the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Maybe that one.
I love that one.
It's a Small World.
Oh, that's
creepy.
I don't like that one.
Is that when they go through the tunnel? Like, not the tunnels, but in the dark, and stuff is popping out?
No.
Like a slow ride, right?
It is a slow ride, but it's like you're going around the world. You see all the different, like cultures, and they're all singing the same damn song. You feel like you have to do it because it's old. And,
the little characters, they look like those little guys from Shrek when they show up to see Lord Farquaad.
Yes.
And they're like,
right.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
Yeah.
Creepy. I hate dolls. One of my biggest fears is dolls.
I know. Really? Your brother used to move a doll around your house.
Did. Put a knife in its hand.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Put a little baby carriage next to it.
And you wonder why you have these feelings now.
Dolls and clowns.
Yeah.
Really?
Can't stand them.
Brandon, whoever's cleaning the windows in the hallway behind CD is doing a fantastic job. She is very nice. Her and husband are very nice, the cleaning crew here at Hubbard.
You guys want one more?
Sure.
From the 314, I think this one will be interesting. I think we'll have a lot of people texting about this. Hot take or hot garbage? Chaim Bloom's tenure will be seen as more successful than John Mozeliak's when it's all said and done.
Nah.
Hot take.
Hot garbage.
Hot take.
Really?
You don't even know. Well, so
Mo got one World Series, right? One World Series win, one World Series loss.
You're going to say anything is better?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I respect Mo.
All right.
Like, we can sit here and we can talk about every single thing that Mo has done wrong in his Cardinals career.
Hey, he's on the payroll!
Talk about how I'm on the payroll. But, come on. The guy's had a very successful career here.
Illustrious is what you said in the office.
Did I say illustrious? I used that big of a word?
Now you know that I'm lying.
Yeah, no kidding. But, no, I'll say Bloom. Hey, you know what? Nah, hot garbage.
There you go.
Hot garbage.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Jeez.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
314 just sent in a picture of a clown, like a scary clown, and I clicked on it, and it's just staring at me right in the face with these yellow Sith eyes.
Oh, man.
Oh, my god.
Staring at his soul.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
Sorry, Marsh. Oh, we lost Marsh for the final segment.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending it in the last segment, though. So we had Marsh for most of the show. Unlike the Blues, who had announced the Colton Parayko news right when we got nasty at the start of the show.
I mean, it's okay. It will all be okay.
Hey, Carey.
Yeah.
I would like somebody to care about us, i.e. the Blues. And maybe Jamie.
Why don't you think people care about us?
Because we had a lot of segments dedicated today to the Blues, and they're doing great. And then Parayko got hurt, and it put a damper on all that.
He still won last
And I'd also like Jamie to care about us and come on the show once in a while. So that's just how I'm feeling. All right.
Thanks for letting us know.
We'll wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN.
If we can raise a highway slab, we can raise your driveway slab too, or porch, or patio. Online at woodsbasementsystems.com.
Fellas, it's Kerry Davis, and if you could use a little bit of benefit, a little extra in the bedroom, Blue Chew can help. You probably know by now that Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. So what are you waiting for? You need to try it. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so there are no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. So if you need a boost of confidence from time to time, when the time is right to perform, visit BlueChew.com, and if you're ready for a great offer, how about free? If you go to BlueChew.com, you get your first month free when you use our promo code WXOS at checkout and just pay $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com, the promo code WXOS, and receive your first month free. And you can chew it and do it. Your partner wants you to do whatever it takes to make your sex life better, and Blue Chew is your secret weapon for the bedroom or wherever you decide to get it on. Again, that promo code WXOS at checkout, and you will pay $5 for shipping. BlueChew.com. Get ready to chew it and do it.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN Dobbs Tire Auto Centers mobile app. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the podcast brought to you by.
Why'd you look at me like that? I was waiting on you. I was
Shaver Door
rooting you
Company.
on. There you go. I was rooting you on. I was like,
We need to go home.
It has been a long show.
It's
like a
time.
fun show, but a long show.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, Marsh.
Yeah.
What'd you learn today?
I learned that you would go to the ends of the earth.
Scorched earth.
The ends of the earth. You'd be like those, speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, you'd be like all those cats that went to World's End to get Jack Sparrow back. I think that you would go to World's End to get Kirk Cousins off of your football team.
Yeah, it's pretty fair.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I never wanted him in the first place. And you guys know that.
Yeah. I was actually going to go a different route. I thought we were in line with what we learned today, because I learned that he will go to the end of the earth, scorch the earth. Make no mistakes about it. To be spiteful. His spite has
you learn
no.
that today, though?
I did.
That's a good question.
Because look, I looked him in his face. He wanted to agree with me, and he looked me dead in my face and said no. And he meant it. I know, but you didn't want to mean it. You wanted to agree, but the fact that you just wanted to go opposite.
No.
That's nothing but spite.
That doesn't sound like me.
Anthony.
You think you know a guy.
You think you know a guy. Huh?
What I learned is that Carey does not like Brendan Donovan.
I also picked up on that.
Does not think he's very good. That's why he's batting him 8th, and he'd rather have him off the team.
I never said that. You're as bad as the people on the text line to tell me what I said.
Okay.
We can go back and listen to the podcast. Brought to you by the Shaver Door Company.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. See if I said that.
314 wants us to know that traffic is not good. That's Justin letting us know that traffic is not good right now. I don't know what highway that is. Where that's at, but
it's probably 270. It's got to be 270.
100%.
Going south?
Well, I'll just check right now.
Of course.
Yeah, it's always
going
around
south.
there. Yeah. I know that way. You got a traffic report?
I was stuck in my car for a long time last week.
Really?
Yeah.
You know
it was Thursday night.
Was it the day we got off early? No. Because whenever that happens, I get a little flustered. Ooh,
270.
Of course it is.
Typed in my address. 270. Usually the lines are blue.
It's red.
Oh, it's yellow and red.
Yeah.
I don't like that, Marsh.
No.
Not one bit, because you and I go to the same place.
Everyone says all of them. Literally everywhere.
What the hell is going on?
Let's see here.
Let me check mine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going a different way.
Takes me about 22 minutes to get home. Looking at 35 minutes.
You know what? This is why we love the listeners.
Yeah.
Just letting us know.
Cat Dad Gamer, westbound 44. My wife's been stuck for an hour and a half from Webster Groves to 141.
I hope people are safe out there.
Yeah. I hope nobody's hurt.
Yeah. Everybody good?
I don't know, Marsh.
Oh, yeah. Well, usually you say, like, hey, it's time for criticisms and compliments. And it's more of like a.
Is that how he does it, too?
Kind of.
Okay. I hope nobody's hurt. Now, time for criticisms and compliments.
There you go.
All right. Mahomes Longbody, I care about all of you.
Thank you.
You're all doing a great job, especially Marsh. You're great, Marsh. You've been great. You will continue to be great. I don't care what Anthony says.
Oh,
Anthony did say you weren't great because you weren't 30 yet. You did. You said when you turn 30 is when you get great.
No, I said when Marsh turns 30 in a year, he'll be great at it because he'll be great.
But
at
he's not
30.
great yet.
Yeah, well, no, I said at turning 30.
It's like a gauntlet question. You kind of got to read it a couple times.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Actually saying.
Seriously.
This is true. Some of those questions.
And sometimes you have to listen, especially when you're the contestant.
Listen.
Yeah, especially when it's random. We got a text from 618. In defense of BK, he did not BKO Parayko. The injury occurred prior to him putting on the conductor hat. Having said that, I still blame him.
That is fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
However, when did the news about Colton Parayko come out? When did the news come out?
So if it had came out last night, he'd be in the clear?
Yeah.
Well, he probably didn't put on the
conductor hat. Parayko gets hurt last night, but how bad did he get hurt?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then all of a sudden, BK puts the conductor hat on
And the
our
glasses.
our blue glasses.
Draw a line there, BK. Nah.
And what happened?
You got that.
6 weeks reevaluated.
That's a party foul.
He doesn't do that. Parayko's
Probably
day
not
to
here.
day. He's day to day.
You might be right.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Like CD's saying, with the knee and the
Wolverine.
treadmill and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
right back at it.
Parayko is day to day. If BK doesn't put on that damn hat and the sunglasses.
Well, we know he won't be getting a star today. Let's head to our 3 stars. Our 3rd star is going to be Disneyland for all of the fun things it provides.
Teacup ride.
No.
Small world.
No.
Yeah.
2nd star of the day goes out to Carey's Winter Soldier leg.
Hey, it's not that way anymore.
No.
That we know of.
No, now it's like...
Just happy that it's still there.
Yeah.
Especially after that staph infection. Ooh.
Oh, man. Ooh.
Bad.
Ew. Those things are serious.
And a resounding 1st star from the people. Sharon and Clayton.
Yeah, Sharon and Clayton.
Nice job, Sharon.
She did.
She abided by rule number 1 here in the fast lane, which, of course, gentlemen, is...
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe. That's right. We appreciate everybody listening today. Jamie will be back with us tomorrow, at least for a part-time 2 hours. For Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.